What's going on, everyone? Welcome into another Forward Progress live watch along. It's Thursday Night Football, Week 2, Bills, Dolphins, presented by Fanduel. I'm Rob Pizzola. I will be with you for the duration of tonight. Got a lot of stuff going on in the program tonight. We got a surprise guest in the first quarter. In all seriousness, I have absolutely no clue who it's gonna be. Myself and producer Jason have been trying to figure it out all day. I have some sneaking suspicions, but I don't know till it happens. That's in the first quarter. Chris Dierkes, second quarter. If you never heard of him before, you're going to like him a lot. I interviewed him on Circles Off a few months back. Great dude, loves football, lives and breathes NFL. Chris Dierkes, second quarter. Jeff Feinberg in his usual spot, sauced up in the third quarter. And as always, we ended off strong. And this fourth quarter is going to be Barry Horse joining us tonight. So jam-packed show for every single person here tonight. Want to get into props immediately here. Forget about the game side and total. I broke that down earlier today right here on Forward Progress with Suma. You'll see me rooting for the Bills tonight because I did play them in some contests. But aside from that, don't have a strong opinion. Jason, before we get to the two props or the props I wanted to give out, quickly, I just want to let people know that there was a tweet recently. Omar Kelly tweeted, Devon Achane will be the starter tonight. Jalen Wright will be the backup based off of warmups. Whether or not you can trust that, I have no idea. That, we get bad information a lot. I don't even know if it's been deleted or if it's still up. But the prices on Jalen Wright, especially in the anytime touchdown scorer market, in my opinion, are too high. So Jalen Wright, if you want to attack that quickly, I think there's value there. If you want to bet Jeff Wilson unders, I think there's value there. But it's all speculation. If you're playing SGPs or anything along those lines, I would target some Jalen Wright, maybe some alternates. Again, TD scorer props. That's the way I would attack that quote-unquote news. Hopefully it can be trusted. We never know nowadays in the NFL. Props I do like. This is purely a numbers play on Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle's great. Love the guy. He very often catches more than 4.5 balls in a game. But priced at plus 140 right now, FanDuel, solid number. And Teron Johnson is out for the Buffalo Bills. Obviously an issue at corner for them. He's a great corner, really good. They do have solid outside corners in Christian Benford and Rasul Douglas. Those are the guys that will see Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle a lot. I think the biggest beneficiary is going to be Braxton Berrios playing in the slot. I do think they'll try to get Jalen Waddle in the slot a little bit, but half unit play here, Jalen Waddle under 4.5 receptions, plus 140. Going to lock that in. In addition, in the receiving market, Suma pointed him out earlier today. Curtis Samuel only played 17 snaps in week 1. The receiver that was lower than him was MVS at 13. I do think you're going to see a lot of mixing and matching at receiver for the Bills this year. But based off of where I project Samuel's snap count, roughly in the 20 snap range tonight, I do think that his receiving yardage total is a bit low at 16.5. I don't love the props here tonight. This is another half play, but I'm going to take a flyer on Curtis Samuel over 16.5 receiving yards. I think it's just a little bit too low with how I project him. Also, I don't think this is going to be a big Keon Coleman game, personally. Love Keon Coleman. I don't think that this is his game. I'm very honest with the audience and very transparent with everyone out there, but I just want to point out there's another prop that I like. I would always encourage you to line shop. Obviously, we're presented by FanDuel here. I would 100% suggest every single person has a FanDuel account available to them, but that doesn't mean you have to bet into the market when they don't have the best prices. Josh Allen tonight in the passing yards and the completions numbers, I think are a little bit too high. So you see FanDuel at 248.5, not bad to the under. There are some better numbers available. Completions is where I really like him under, in my opinion. I do think that Buffalo really continues with that running game, especially if Miami gives them a bunch of too high looks. So I do like Allen completions under. You're better served to play it elsewhere. But where FanDuel does have really good numbers, One especially, James Cook, anytime touchdown, plus 170. In my opinion, bet responsibly, but it's a banger, I would say. Like, especially with Josh Allen dealing with the injury to his non-throwing hand. Whenever we've seen Allen have injuries in the past, he does play through them, but he has a tendency to rush less. This is why Josh Allen's carries got bet down today. And this is really why I like James. Like, Josh Allen is priced at basically even money, plus 105 for an anytime touchdown. James Cook this far back, I do not agree with that. James Cook, I mean, it's being bet right now in real time, but these numbers are way off. Like, I priced James Cook in the range of like plus 120, plus 125 for a touchdown. So I think there's a lot of value in that. And if I'm going to take someone from the Miami side, Braxton Berrios, to me, is the beneficiary of the Teron Johnson injury. And right now in the touchdown market, obviously you line shop as much as you can, but Berrios, to me, mispriced as well. Doesn't see the field a whole lot. They'll run with some more multiple tight end sets this year as well. But plus 800, anytime touchdown, Braxton Berrios, we'll sprinkle on that for $10. And that's going to kind of do it in the early going. I did bet an SGP earlier today, which involved an alternate over 53.5, Tua to pick up 4.5 rushing yards, which, listen, I did Miami radio yesterday. They're big on the Tua rushing yards this year. I'll just blame someone else if it loses. I love assigning blame to other people. So that's going to be one way that I can deal with that. And I went alternate James Cook receptions 4+, where this is a big home field advantage game for Miami. Primetime, division rival. There might be some issues with the Buffalo offensive line in the early going of this game. You might see Miami be able to generate more pressure, even with Nick Chubb still out of the lineup, even with Jalen Phillips still not at 100%, purely because of the crowd noise. So I think could be a James Cook dump-off game. I like that at 10-1. I see the people in the chat here, which I appreciate everyone who got involved right away. Jalen Wright, first TD, not going to lie, stood out to me as well. I think that's a decent way that you can attack it. But everyone in the chat, I do see the comments over the course of the show. You know the drill. I'll bring them up on screen. I'll try to answer as many questions as possible. If you could do me one favor, smash that like button down below before we get into the game here. Let YouTube know that you are enjoying the content. We're going to get to an SGP from Jason here in a second. But before we do, I want to remind people, football's back. There's no better place to get in on the NFL action than Fanduel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, all customers can bet $5 and get a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. You'll be able to watch every regular season Sunday afternoon out-of-market game, which is huge. It's a great offer. Only Fanduel has it. Can't get it anywhere else. And I do love Fanduel as a sportsbook for the amount of options that they have. Visit fanduel.com/forward progress. Download America's #1 sportsbook, fanduel.com/forward progress. All one word. You must be 21 plus, 18 plus in DC and present in select states. The offer ends September 22nd. After the 3-week free trial, the full price of NFL Sunday Tickets can automatically be charged seasonally. You can cancel anytime, no refunds. Terms, restrictions, embargoes apply. YouTube TV base plan is required to watch YouTube TV, and redemption requires a Google account and a current form of payment. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Okay. Jason, it's your time to shine, buddy. You wanted to... TA's been... TA ripped an SGP in our Forward Progress group chat today. You're already in shambles because I know you sent me your fantasy team and Jeff Wilson was starting, and now you don't know what to do. We don't want to hear about that, though. I hope you're ready for the show and not scrambling late last
night. I was fully scrambling last minute, but I'm sure viewers are happy to hear that I did decide to bench Jeff Wilson. I am starting James Cook, though, I'm sure, as everyone is aware, because I talk about my fantasy team too much. I also have a plus EV move of the week later on the show that I'll refer to. But let's get into these bets. Let's talk about what TA's play is, which I'm hijacking and making it my own play. So we're going to start off with a Jonnu Smith anytime touchdown We're going to pair it with not a Josh Allen anytime touchdown, but Josh Allen 2+ touchdowns. That's right, 2+ touchdowns. And then, wait, we're not done. We're pairing it with the under 48.5. Listen, I love FanDuel, 115 to 1. Those are great odds, but I don't know. If you shop around, I'm pretty sure you can find a better price unless things have moved. So, I mean, FanDuel has the 50% boost.
Yeah.
The 50% parlay boost. It's for 3 legs. This applies to it. So if you want to use your FanDuel boost on that, you can do that. If you want to shop around, maybe try and find a better price, you can also do that as well. If you don't know what to play, throw the dart last minute. Why not? And if you've been tailing us on these, you probably have a couple no sweat tokens. You might as well throw those at those. That is
the ultimate dart right there. That is the ultimate. Yeah.
Negative correlation. We love to see it. Thanks, TA, for the winner here.
I mean, I like Sumas from earlier today. Honestly, the more I think about it, I played Curtis Samuel over. I look for ways to just get. This is the one, right? Like, he's basically targeting a Curtis Samuel legacy game at this point. 60+ receiving yards, 4+ receptions, anytime TD. I mean, if those happen, there's a pretty good chance Buffalo's going to win the game, right? So a bunch of correlation there, roughly 40 to 1. Listen, I love to throw darts on these. It is what it is. It's a recreational bet. It's for fun. I do this for a living. I'm not expecting to make a ton off of these SGPs, but I do think that you can find some stuff every now and then. And tonight's game, because of the A-Chain news and like the backfield for Miami, in my opinion, that just opens up opportunities for a potential big-time payout.
I love it. And I'm just going to throw this up on screen as well. Should we be hammering under on Jeff Wilson, given the news Jalen Wright is the number 1 backup? I mean, if there's stuff available, I think it's probably a good idea to do so. But remember, like, we don't know. These reports could just be lies. Rob, you can probably speak better to it than me.
Well, it's not Ian Rappaport. It's not Rap Sheet. So we know that there is it's not a 100% lie because, he's totally the guy that would do that. It's a challenge because here's the report, right? It's basically based off of warmups. This is what it looks like. I mean, how many times has a reporter watched a warm-up before and got things completely wrong? It's happened many times.
All the time.
So
all the time.
Happens all the time.
I'm going to take the easy route here. I'm going to leave Jeff Wilson on my bench. I did make a trade for him this week. I'm a Mostert owner, so we'll see how that goes. I know everyone wants to hear about
please, no
my
more.
fantasy lineup here. But one thing before I head back, I did make a promise behind the scenes, and I put it out on Twitter. I said for every consecutive best bet Hitman wins, I will take a shot of vodka. So this week
you're producing the show, dude. You're my producer. Your good thing there's no HR.
Rob, if you don't want me to do this, I probably should have told you this beforehand. But maybe I'm gonna get fired after the show. I'm speed running and firing here. This is real vodka, by the way. I'm gonna take it right now. It's not going to 2, so I won't take this next week.
All right, go for it. So I gotta alert our viewership of what's going on here. Our surprise guest has joined backstage now, but very clearly the camera is not pointed at our surprise guest. And they've joined with a very weird acronym, which I'm trying to... Jason, do you have any idea? You see the acronym? I have no clue.
FGS LTW. I think it's for... I mean, I know what it could be, but I don't know what it is. I don't know. The vodka's already hitting my veins right now. I got to run away.
I mean, Dylan, if it's actually just Moretto, I'm not even joking. The show is done tonight. If Moretto made this elaborate scheme to just get himself on as a surprise guest, we're ending it. I mean, I don't care. I'll make up another piece of content for FanDuel at a later date. I will. All right, let's bring him in. Or her. No idea. I'm guessing it's going to... Okay, well, we got a TV. Of course.
Oh, what's happening? What's happening?
Can I just need to jump in? You're gonna join the stream surprise guest. You're not gonna be on Wi-Fi. You're gonna be on your sketchy little fucking... What is this? I can count the pixels on your camera right now. What the fuck's going on here?
Come on, is it that bad? Am I on
terrible,
internet here?
G-Stack, honestly, it's great to see your face again. It's been a long time. It's a good thing you joined in the first quarter, though, so you're not going to have to be in the fourth quarter here and watch the Dolphins lose in painstaking fashion, right?
That's what I was worried about. I said you got to get me in early. I don't want to sweat a bad loss.
It's the return of the stack. Honestly, as soon as I heard that there was going to be a special surprise guest, and I know like your affinity with wrestling and stuff like that, I already knew which path we were going down. I thought it was going to be one of two Georges. It was going to be GRP or G Stack. And at least it's the one I wanted.
That was Moreto's idea. He said, let's just do it as a surprise run-in. I'm like, all right, whatever you like, man.
Moreto. Okay, so elephant in the room here from Jay.
Yes.
Where's Rob's Dolphins costume? Had I known this was going to be the return, I would have purchased the Dolphins costume and put it on for tonight's game. But because we were doing a surprise here, I don't have it.
Honestly, I think you deserve to. I think we deserve to see it by Sunday or Monday night. I think express shipping. I think we deserve that, Rob. We're all waiting.
Yes. Okay, I don't even know what's going on my TV right now. I forgot that the game was even gonna. I'm watching NFL Network. This is not an exaggeration. NFL Network, McVay. Let's see Sean McVay on the screen. It's Lions. It's the Sunday Night Football game.
What's happening is the best team in the NFL just got a first down, and we're gonna march in for an opening drive touchdown. That's what's happening here.
Very
Rob,
delayed.
When you get a chance,
I'll do the play clock. I'll do a time sync right now. Play clock, everyone. Play clock. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. G-Stack, how close are we in terms of the sync here?
I'm 3 seconds ahead of you guys.
Ooh. So we're going to live vicariously through you today.
No,
a lot of people seem like they're ahead. Yep.
I won't play spoiler. You know what? I said Dolphins. I don't want to be 10 seconds behind.
All right. Well, I already missed a bunch of plays, so I have to just catch up on what's been going on. But it's just been some rushing. All right. Yeah. Not much going on. Not much going on. You know what I missed, G-Stack?
Tell me.
I actually missed your extreme homerism. I missed it this offseason. Lots of people were down on the Dolphins. I was just waiting for you to come around and be like, no, they're going to be the Super Bowl team out of the AFC.
No, you know what? I have cautious optimism, but early on, until we get healthy, I don't think we're going to see the best version of the Dolphins until November.
But by December, they're going to be hitting full stride.
Yeah, as long as we need a home game, because I saw Tua in bad weather, and I don't think we can make a playoff run in those circumstances.
Well, coverage was good downfield on Tyreek on that second down there. Big third and long.
Oh
no.
What was that?
Honestly,
Is that a bad?
No, I don't think so. Was that Robbie Chosen that they threw to?
No, he's not on the team. Robbie Chosen.
Oh man. Nothing would give me more satisfaction than having you on in the first quarter and the Bills going up 21-0. That is the truest statement I've made. Last year, I didn't lie to you. I don't cheer for injuries, but I do cheer against my friends' teams all the time.
I'm sure everybody will.
G-Stack, where you gotta get this internet.
I have a
figured
2
out.
touchdown mercy rule, Rob.
Okay.
2 touchdowns.
We go down 2 touchdowns. I'm cutting the stream short.
All right. Grant Dubas, though, don't know who that guy is, but why is he on the field, George?
Can I like share some of my thoughts about forward progress? Because I was watching all the first week. And honestly, I'm really proud of all the hard work everybody's done. The production value is off the charts.
Yeah.
Some of the new faces you've gotten involved is incredible. Kudos on the Fanduel sponsorship. That's awesome. I'm like a proud papa. I really am.
Well, G-Stack, we put a lot of work in the off season. We said, you know what? G-Stack's not hosting shows to start this year. Let's up the production value. Let's up the quality and everything. Make it really easy on the hosts. And we've done that as the Bills march into the red zone here. Is that Kincaid, right? 2 catches? Yeah. Oh, I could do with a James Cook touchdown in the early going here.
Wow, right. Just stab me in. Are you on the Bills in this game? Is that a thing?
I used the Bills in, I think 3 of 5 circa entries today.
Why? What was the circa line?
They sent out a 3.
Oh, you have to at 3.
I had to, like, it's basically balancing that with. There's a lot of injuries this week.
Yeah.
So in some scenarios, it might be okay to, just not use the good line and wait on the injury news a little bit. But Bills 3 was a buy for me. So
I forgot how bad the first 2 weeks are of like injuries where like, I guess first real contact everybody's getting. And the lineup lists are like so iffy, a lot of gray zone, a lot of projecting.
Yeah. Bill's going to run twice here. Run on 3rd, run on 4th.
No way. They lost yards. You can't run on 4th when you lose yards.
No, you can pass on 4th. I think McDermott will kick here. I do.
I hope so.
Yeah. That's how you know it's the wrong decision, right? Yeah. George's reaction right there.
Oh. He's on the field, Josh.
Offense on the field.
I'm okay. Thank you.
Is that like your local bar that you're at right now? Is this your regular spot to watch primetime games?
No, it's not. It's a comfortable spot to watch the Dolphins. I didn't want to be spoiled.
Got it.
I don't want the delay.
Right. Your usual spot for primetime games is Brass Rail, no?
Used to be.
Oh man, Torontonians will get that reference. You're not in Toronto, you could put the pieces together. You can put.
We got a timeout. Are they going to stay on the field? What do you think?
I think they tried to draw them there, but yeah, there we go. Thanks, Jason. Production quality up through the roof right now.
Jason's on his A game.
He really is.
I think you guys gave him a raise or something because he's motivated right now.
No, he asked for one. He didn't get it yet, though.
He's trying to prove he's worth it.
He's got to prove he's putting in extra effort now to prove that he's worth it. Yeah. Big play for Joe Brady here. They got to be like favorite to get it, favorite to pick up the first down,
especially when you have Josh.
Yeah. Did he get in? Did he get in? Oh, man, my goodness.
Wasn't that a perfect play call, though? Like going out into the flat where the nickel's blitzing from?
Beautiful. I don't want to celebrate I actually hate celebrating in friends' faces, but that was a instant cash on a big play. So, yeah. Instant cash G-Stack. On a big play. Sorry, G-Stack. Your return to forward progress.
It's how I left it.
It's very much like your first appearance on the Best Bet show.
Yeah.
Do you remember your pick that week?
Yeah, Seattle +6 against the Ravens, and they lost by 40-something.
It was like 38-3 final or something like that.
Yeah, that's best bet. Never stood a chance.
Oh man, God, I love when stuff like that happens.
It's hilarious when someone else. What happens to someone else?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I tell you, people in the chat, listen. I give occasional winners every now and then. I do lose and I own up to it. But for a win on the biggest prop of the night, and I know some of you played first TD as well, smash the like button down below. If you're new here, subscribe on Forward Progress as well. Goes a long way to helping us grow.
Rob, I never asked you about the season. am I tripping, or is this like Kansas City even better than they were last year?
They are. They are. This is the best Kansas City team, I think, in a while.
We never had the offense and the defense quite this well-rounded.
Yeah, and apparently, go ahead.
It felt like last year the defense was very good and Mahomes would just do enough. But now their offense feels legit like a top 5 offense again, a top 3 offense.
And a little bit of like an under the radar story is that Creed Humphrey has learned how to snap the ball properly as well. And they're not just going to have a bunch of random fumbles per game because he actually figured that out. So the Chiefs are scary, man. I mean, they're a Mahomes injury, though, away from not being relevant with Carson Wentz. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, but he won the Super Bowl on a high ankle sprain. It's like it's got to be broken.
Yeah,
even at 60%, he's that good.
Yep, totally agree. Wags took KC -6 at open. I talked about this on Sunday night with Clive in the first half, but week 2 is often called the overreaction week. One thing I do notice about a lot of the lines in week 2 is they tend to move back towards what the look ahead was, because I think a lot of the pro groups or sharper bettors are still like on their priors and not willing to adjust the team just based off of 1 week's performance. So I'm not surprised the Bengals have taken money. It wasn't me that bet them, though. I could tell you that. I'm very, very afraid of the Chiefs wagon in the early going.
I like. Is it safe to say they might actually be underrated, the Chiefs, this year? Like, here's my question to you. It's often like referred to as overreaction. I also feel it's sometimes underreaction week, where people will stick to some priors without the new evidence. And my question to you is there an example of a team they had a bad result where you're kind of still closer to your preseason projections? And is there a team that you're like, you know what, I got to move? Clearly, I missed something here.
So my opinion of a team and what my numbers will do are very different things.
Of course.
So like I'm showing value on Atlanta, for example, at Philadelphia, where I was low on Atlanta going into the year, high on Philly, and I'm still showing value on Atlanta, but I'm struggling to pull the trigger there because of Kirk.
Yeah, you can't quantify how long Kirk is going to take to get back to a version of himself that you are rating against. Because if he's not even close to what he was, you have to bake that in.
Right. Ryan makes a good joke about Carolina. I'm showing value on Carolina. Carolina got hit today, by the way. Like, they got smacked in market. I'm glad they took the number away from me, so I didn't have a decision to make on Sunday. I'll tell you that. There we go.
There we go. That'll play.
Oh, baby.
Am I still pixelated here, or are you guys seeing me?
No, you're pretty good as long as you don't move.
Okay.
As soon as you like turn to a side, you're no good anymore. That's very similar to the other George, actually, George Panagakis. Yeah.
It's been a rough offseason. I had to downgrade my 5G to 3G. Changed my mobile provider to Freedom Mobile.
That was Jonnu Smith that made that catch, right? Couldn't tell.
Let's go, Jalen.
Yeah, if you're going to get the ball to Waddle, do it on the ground, please. No, nothing more through the air.
That was Jonnu Smith.
Who's somebody you moved on, Rob, that you said, you know what, I've got to move on them?
Like, when you say moved on them,
upgraded or downgraded in a significant way. If you haven't made a play yet and you're waiting for the number, obviously don't give it away. But is there anybody that you're like, you know what, I'm clearly wrong here?
I don't have that opinion yet this week, but I'll tell you the team that I think I could be very wrong about, and that's the Saints. And not because they blew out the Panthers, but because they ran so much motion on offense. It looked like a very different. Yes, it looks like that. Like, Clint Kubiak might be a real OC that is capable of getting the best out of their weapons there. Because I went into the year with like, that O-line is bad. I don't know how Carr survives that. Yeah. This will be the week where if they survive the Dallas pass rush, I don't know how I don't upgrade the Saints.
Sure. Yeah, especially like from a on talent perspective, you're like, okay, clearly Ram trips out. Their O line seems to be downgraded, but if their play style allows them to, kind of overcompensate for a bad O line on paper,
Yep.
the Shanahan style. Miami's O line on paper is not great, but our play style can negate some of it. And obviously, Kyle Shanahan for many, many years. So if that was one of the things that was anchoring down everybody's read on the Saints, if they can prove it again this week, then it's time to adjust.
Yep. I was also actually really impressed with the Rams defense this week.
Sure.
Even though they got marched on in overtime, but I thought that the loss of Donald would have been a larger impact. Granted, Goff was kept pretty clean in the game, but the Lions offense struggled to move the ball. So, man, the speed of this Miami offense is nuts.
I know. We legit have, a lot of guys capable of taking it to the house on any play.
It's funny that you say that. I've picked up on this too, Eric Churn. G-Stack is a we and us guy, like Feinberg. He talks like he's on the team, part of the staff.
So what's with this A-chain injury stuff? This must have all just been fake or a formality just to avoid any, I don't know, I guess they saw what they were doing with Christian McCaffrey and were worried that maybe if he wasn't going to play, I don't know what's going on here. He looks absolutely fine.
You think the Dolphins have been playing some funny business this week?
I think so.
What about the McCaffrey funny business? That's something else.
Crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. But they almost did the opposite of it, and it's like this is smart. Pretend like your best player is hurt. Force the other team to game plan without your best player, and then stick him in instead of the inverse, where it's like pretend your best player isn't hurt, and then look at that, he's hurt last minute, he's not going to play.
They just shot him up with some horse tranquilizers before the game, and he's good to go, man.
High ankles are weird though. Do you guys remember the Mike Evans game where he was doubtful all the way until Saturday, and then it became all right, Mike Evans is going to go, and then he played well that day? Some guys, whatever reason, they wake up day of, and it's like, okay, I can play.
They feel fine. Yeah. Interesting.
It's rare, but I think I read something like 30% of players still play on a high ankle sprain.
Wow. Interesting. I didn't know you got your medical degree since the last time I talked to you, George. All that time off was to go to med school, huh?
Yeah, it was.
Looks like Wilson there. Yeah.
All right, let's get a touchdown. I need a touchdown here.
Yeah. I think Omar Kelly fucked me, man, with his pregame tweet. Omar Kelly might be dead to me.
He's the only Dolphins beat writer that I've blocked. He disgusts me. I don't even want to accidentally see his tweets.
You should have told us that before we were telling.
Way to go, George!
Anytime touchdown. What the fuck? We got a special guest.
I've had him blocked for like 3 years. I can't stand that guy.
Maybe if I knew the guest was you instead of a special guest, I could have reached out before and asked you about this. Fucking classic Moretto move right there. Just absolutely screwed me.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Oh, that's Waddle. No good. Is he in? Down to the 1? All right. If there was ever a time to get Jalen Wright in the game for a tutter, it's right now.
Rob, I'm kind of disappointed. I don't think Tua gets his flowers,
Oh,
God,
no,
I don't think he gets his flowers enough.
After last week, you're going to do this after last week.
What a beautiful comeback.
He led the league in passing. He led the league in passing, obviously.
He's the king. He's the king.
I was wondering how long it would have taken to get to that.
Oh. There's a flag.
Oh, you're lucky someone false started there. Wow. That's the best false start of all time.
Does he have fumbling issues? Is that a thing?
Who? You see one fumble and you say he's got an issue?
I'm just asking. I'm just asking questions.
I was like when Belichick would bench his best running back first drive of the game after a fumble. You never see him again. Live unders, just smash it.
Not
What
only
was
would
his
he
name?
wouldn't
Jonas
he would
Gray?
bench him for a month. Like
I know.
that guy was just dead to him if they fumbled.
You guys remember Jonas Gray 4-touchdown performance? The next day missed the meeting and just literally got cut. Never heard of him again. Literally never played another game after that. I don't think.
Oh man,
Jonas Gray. I think that was him. I don't know. Oh my God! Someone is that A-Chain? He kind of looks like he lost a little bit of juice as well. Not to be.
When the fuck did you become a doctor, man?
I'm not a doctor. I'm just saying.
Leave the analysis.
Everyone's got their medical degrees at the Hammer now. It's a prerequisite to get hired.
Oh man.
Could we get a I'll take a Braxton Berrios touchdown. That would make me very excited.
I'll take a no Jalen Waddle touchdown.
Oh yeah, open field guaranteed. Let's go. That's why you don't bench A-Chain.
Shane, let's go. There you go, G-Stack. Let's go. Let's go.
That was a good play because there was a good block, but it was I think it was like within a yard of the line of scrimmage there. So it's very, very nice setup there. No juice on that TD. No juice, obviously.
A great throw by a great quarterback.
No one else could have put it on him like this. No one else.
Tua and Mahomes, and the list ends there.
Yeah. I mean, Bills want to defend that side of the field with the one player when there's two Dolphins there.
You know what? We never talked about? Well, a lot, because this is like our first convo in a while. Man, were you not proud of Eric Eager when you got the news?
Oh, man. This is not a joke. I'm actually somewhat embarrassed to admit this, but I'm pretty honest anyways. Like, I was a little bit emotional. Seriously.
I was, you know why? Eric is such a good guy, always has been. And it's not just on camera stuff, behind the scenes stuff that people often will not know.
Yeah.
And when you hear good news and you're like, could not have happened to a better guy. It's like, no, legit.
Yeah.
That was the guy, the right guy.
Yeah. I agree. I was like, yeah, when he told me the news, he was almost like apologetic that he couldn't be part of Forward Progress anymore. And I was like, no, dude. Like that's the character.
He would, right? On his best news of his career, he's apologetic for like, I can't do the content with you. Like that would be Eric.
Yeah, no, totally, man. I remember very clearly, and I was very happy for him. And like I didn't get the same emotional reaction seeing you tonight, George. Like it was just like another guest came in, right? But Eric is a quality human being, whereas you.
No, Rob, I've undergone some changes. I've become a really good human being now.
I've noticed that actually. I follow you on Instagram. I've seen some stuff. I think this is the new look George right now.
That's it. We're leaving all the old negative vibes away. I'm gonna let Kanish be. Kanish and Moretto will be the only two scumbags working for the Hammer from now on.
Yep, Slim Stack is what you're being dubbed as in the chat now as well.
Thank you.
People they don't know the story, right? Like you're looking a lot slimmer, but it's because like I'll share it on behalf of George. He actually lost so much money betting on sports he couldn't eat anymore. He actually couldn't afford meals. He's betting the Dolphins every week down the stretch last year, and that was it. Like he had to disappear for a while.
I dumped the life savings on Tua +6 in the playoffs, and it wasn't good.
George was telling me about how all those injuries didn't matter. No, none of this matters. Tua's there.
I even bought the Dolphins team total down 3 points in case, for some insurance at -350 juice, and it was really, really bad move.
Oh God, man. Oh man.
That was obviously a joke for everyone watching.
Yeah. Just to be clear, if you don't understand the sarcasm, but actually, if this is affecting you and you are betting like your actual meals, you should call 1-800-GAMBLER. It's a real issue. It's a real issue for people.
Danny boy.
Oh man, I love Dan Marino.
Same.
Just grew up on Ace Ventura, and I've never been able to not love Dan Marino.
Rob, this guy threw for 5,200 yards, and then it took the league like 30 years for the next guy to do it again for 5,000 yards, and now nobody throws for 5,000 anymore. It's insane how ahead of his time he was.
Yeah, man. So ahead of his time that he was never able to bring home the Lombardi trophy.
It's so sad, eh? The narrative of if you win one versus you don't, like you're off the hook if you win one.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Aikman, your guy, right? Like he won 3, and like he's not even on the same planet as Dan at quarterback.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
Aikman was a very good, solid quarterback, but like he wasn't an elite level Marino.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Oh, Bernard's hurt. That's gonna play.
Oh, that is gonna play. That's another defensive injury.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That is another defensive injury. They're going at 4 wide here. Yep. All right, big 3rd and 1.
Rob, what's the worst take you heard this week? Consuming all the content you have, have you heard an atrocious take?
There's a lot of I won't name names, but we can like guess who there's a lot of Joe Burrow was never good going around.
Oh yeah.
That's the one that bothers me.
Yeah, big stop here. Oh yeah, drop the ball. Sack him. There we go.
There you go.
You know what's funny? Do you remember when we put the Bills in the sauna 2 years ago in the September 1:00 game?
I do.
Then last year they made us host the Bills in week 18 when there's no advantage, and this year they put us on a night game. It's like they won't let the Bills, like, is that not a conspiracy against the Dolphins that they will not let the Bills come to us in September so we can put them in the sauna?
You missed our show last week where we discussed a bunch of conspiracy theories. You might have been able to slip that one in there.
I would.
No, I'm going to strongly suggest that there is not a running conspiracy to screw. They put us.
I also heard that the arresting officer of Tyreek Hill was related to Trevor Lawrence. I don't know if I'm getting my news from a bad spot, but that's what I heard too.
He was related to Carl Sheffers, actually, and that's how Carl Sheffers gets it done, getting the home teams to cover all the time.
It's an interesting Twitter account. It's Flat Earth Guy. He used to be in the watch-alongs. He's got an interesting Twitter account. I like his theories.
Well, yeah, I think we might have ripped him a little bit too much for him to stick around for the watch-alongs. I made an example out of him. He wasn't the only Flat Earth guy. I think Chosen is in here tonight. I believe he's also a Flat Earth guy.
I like Chosen. Chosen's my guy.
Yeah.
Chosen always kept it real.
Oh, man. Oh, he's still here. He's still here, as he says.
All right, that's my guy right there.
Yeah. Well,
Scott's my guy too.
They can't all be your guys. You got to pick and choose, man.
Let's put a poll up, Jason. Who's a G-Stack George guy and who's not?
Yeah. Do we go with a new nickname this year? We went with No Stack for a little bit last year. There was G-String. There was G-String George. Because you kind of gave yourself the nickname G-Stack, right?
Well, no, it was a long time ago. It stuck with me. I didn't just say, you know what? This is a cool name. I'll call some G-Stack. How did you come up with Pizza, man? Where'd that one come from? Bobby Pizza.
Yeah, no, actually, like Bobby Pizza was there was the hockey insider, Bob McKenzie.
Yeah.
And he left and he created his own like canned margarita beverage and he called it Bobby Margarita. So I just went with Bobby Pizza afterwards. I don't really remember the full origin story. I was drunk for a lot of those days, so I can't give you the full origin story there. But yeah. Someone in the chat saying Kincaid out. I'm looking for that info now. I didn't see that personally, but
on the previous drive when they were in the red zone, he did get kicked in the head when he was on the ground, and it looked like he stayed down for like 3 to 5 seconds. So maybe they're giving him a concussion.
No. It's confirmed. It's confirmed. Flat Earth guy, Dalton Kincaid out.
Flat Earth guy. God, man.
Can we trust them though? Like, can we trust them?
I trust him.
You trust them, all right.
Solid 1 yard pickup there. 1 yard at a time. I mean, I was going to say that's the Dolphins' offense, but clearly I'd be lying. They're the most complete opposite of 1 yard at a time.
You know what? I think our run game has this reputation built on like 10 weeks of the season last year, and we didn't run it well at the end of the year at all. So everybody's like, "Oh, Jacksonville shut down the vaunted Dolphins run game." I'm like, I don't know how good our run game actually is.
Yeah.
Like I was just saying, like, the run game is really good.
Bernard got a questionable tag right now to return. Oh, by the way, what happened to that guy? Remember Milf Hunter? M. Hunter?
He was back. He was back here last week.
He was back? All right. I'm not going to call him out just
Hunter.
yet. Yeah, I think I recall his name. Milf Hunter, yeah. Yeah, that was a good one.
George, were you like worried at all about the losses on the offensive line, Connor Williams and Hunter affecting the run game?
No, because we signed Brewer. I never worry about one guard leaving a like Shanahan style of offense. Honestly, as long as Austin Jackson. Oh, wow. Jeez.
That was Tua's fault. I'll say that. That was Tua's fault.
He's always good for one absolutely awful throw.
I mean,
I'm so glad we still had you on the stream, George. I'm still happy we still had you on the stream.
No, Robbie told me he slipped. He probably ran the wrong route.
Yeah, sure. It's because he slipped. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course it was the slip. Oh,
Before you get out of here, because I know you only have a couple minutes left, and we might break the mercy rule before the quarter's over. All right, we're talking about conspiracy theories. Are you a believer in the Tua Ozempic? Because Tua looks like he lost a little bit of weight in the offseason. People are speculating he might be on Ozempic.
Yeah, we were on the same program, me and Tua.
Oh, like they can't run it like the Dolphins do. They can't run it like the Dolphins do.
It's not a bad first quarter. We gave the ball over twice.
Yeah, I mean, you only started with the ball and ended with 2 turnovers, and with the Bills driving right now or on the Miami side of the field, not bad at all as a 2.5 point favorite.
It's funny. What was going through my head last week? Patrick Mahomes under a field goal.
Oh,
you gotta click it, right?
It wasn't. I don't want to make it sound so like simplistic like that, but sometimes,
I've accepted that meme where the guy who has no clue at all and the guy who knows everything, and they have the same conclusion. Mahomes under a field goal, and then the guy who like galaxy brains everything in the middle, talks about how they got the worst roster of the two, and I've finally accepted. You know what? Come off that stupid hill and just accept that Mahomes under 2.5.
I'm old enough to remember the Dolphins favored on a neutral field against the Chiefs last year. I don't know if it was a London game or Germany game or I think it was Germany.
It was Germany, yeah.
Yeah. But what are you going to do? G-Stack, I will be honest with you. I'm not going to wish you luck tonight. I am rooting for the Bills for the rest of the game, but I'll wish you luck for the season. I have nothing against the Dolphins. It's just tonight, it's circa contests. I need the Bills. So
Dolphins win by 1. Let's do it. Everybody wins.
That would affect some SGPs of mine as well, where I have Bills.
You bet against this too. You didn't have the heart to tell me you bet against.
No, I didn't go nuts. Like, it's not like a big play or nothing. It's just trying to win a very large amount of money on some Bills alternate spreads and stuff like that. But it's good to have you back, man.
It's good to be back. Thank you, guys.
All right, G-Stack George, everyone. What a absolute legend. And when I say legend, I mean absolutely not a legend, but a guy that's been around for 1 year. And we like him. At least I do. I can't say the same for all of you. Chat seems to like him. If you like G-Stack, you know that meme? I know G-Stack's still in the background, by the way. That's why I'm saying all this stuff. He's still in the waiting room. You know that meme where like there's something happens and then you click the upgrade button and it's something better? We're clicking the upgrade button right here. Chris Dierkis, first time here on Forward Progress. Chris, how's it going?
Nice. Good. Nice to see you again, Rob.
You as well with your Jets jersey on. Very interesting choice. Yep.
As a Jets fan, I can't watch two AFC East teams play and not root against them. I'm rooting for a tie, so no one's happy. Everyone's upset.
Like that. Like you just want the game to get canceled and it never gets replayed. Type of
exactly.
Thing. Power outage. Everyone goes home.
Careful, Rob. Careful with that. We've been through that before.
What do we mean we've been through that before? What are you talking about? Explain yourself. I don't even know what you're referring to, Jason. You just popped in for 2 seconds. Like I know what you're talking about.
What was the only other game in like NFL history that hadn't been?
Oh no, I'm not rooting for someone to die.
You always do this.
Get out of here. Guys accusing me of wanting someone to die to stop the game. Let's relax there, Jason. Let's relax. All right.
I know how much you love fantasy football talk, so can I talk about my fantasy team? Or is
you and Jason could probably exchange some DMs afterwards? Sure.
Yes,
you guys can talk about who you're hawking on the waiver wire. You know, what great start you made tonight, stuff like that. You know, people really enjoy that talk. They love it.
People do. And I have a plus EV move of the week. Yeah, I have a plus EV move of the week for you. If you're in a fantasy lineup, don't tell people about your fantasy team. Ask other people about their fantasy team, because everyone loves to talk about their own fantasy team. Great way to network. Mm-hmm. So, Chris, tell me about your fantasy team.
we can talk about that.
We'll talk about it.
I don't want to bore the audience.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Do you have a rooting interest in tonight's game?
Yeah, I actually did just take Dolphins plus 4.5 live in the first quarter. So I do have Dolphins.
Wow.
And
I'm going to have to root against everyone cheering for the Dolphins tonight on this stream.
Although if it goes off, then I have a strong rooting interest in Bill's spread. So
I see. That what do I do now? Do I okay, there we go. Shakir first down. Yeah. First down. Yeah, I can't root. I have to stick to my own guns. I have to have my own rooting interests. I can't pretend like I'm not cheering for Buffalo right now. It's not going to happen.
You have them. Oh, you just have them in the millions. So
yeah, whatever. I'm not going to win anyways. I donate money every year. I go and sign up for the contest at Circa every year, and I tell them it's my $15,000 donation, annual donation. What are you going to do?
Do you still have all 10 Survivor?
No. I will say, so I have 5 of 10. They're not actually all my, and I give away entries to partners.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like a good way of like you working with someone else. They provide a service. It's nice. You know, I was going to give one to producer Jason. Then I'm like, well, he doesn't really provide much of a service. He actually, does the exact opposite. So I retain the ones that I went with last week.
Gotcha.
Although they were terrible. Like I picked Seattle. Had I known what the ownership on Seattle was going to be, I wouldn't have.
I'm splitting with 2 guys. 2 friends of mine, we each have 10. We maxed it with 10. We had like a third of our entries were Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. That could have been a big game. And then
you're ahead.
Yes. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Listen, we got to do it real time. I mean, that was the Suma. That was the Suma play. The deep shot to Curtis Samuel. Suma. Poor Suma. Sleeping in Germany right now. Going to wake up tomorrow. I have no idea that even happened. Sorry, I cut you off there, Chris.
No. Yeah, but the Seattle, all our Seattle picks ended up being just terrible. I mean, not what that is. So bad.
Yeah. For those that don't really understand why, like they won, but they ended up pretty highly owned for what their probability was of winning the game. Buffalo was another favorite in the same range as Seattle last week and had way, way less ownership. So yeah, whatever. What are you going to do?
Not to ask like kind of a stupid question here, but like isn't Seattle's like future value also kind of baked into that as well, where they didn't really have that good of a future value, so it's like not that big of a deal if you take it?
That's true, but like I mean, they still had multiple spots of like over 3-point favorites, so
I see.
They didn't have like terrible future value.
Rely on me to ask stupid questions, Rob. I'm here.
I mean, you when you prefaced it by saying like, I don't mean to ask a dumb question. I mean, it ended up, you basically said everything that we needed to know. I need this field goal to go in just because I don't want it to miss and be upset. 10-7 Bills. All right. You were down on the Ravens going into the year.
Yes.
Relative to market.
I have not changed my opinion on the Ravens. I just did my numbers. I didn't upgrade them or downgrade them after the game. I think we learned exactly. I learned exactly what I thought they were. Their O-line is shaky. Their defense is questionable. But at the end of the day, they still have a top 5 quarterback, so they're going to be in the mix.
Yeah, they'll be in the mix. I mean, they played such a shit game against the Chiefs. Honestly, scripted drive touchdown, first possession. Then I think they had 6 possessions that ended in 3 points. Granted, I mean, Justin Tucker missed a kick, so it would have been 6 points if he hit the kick. Yeah. And then they really didn't do anything again until garbage time. I bet the Raiders this week. I've made it pretty public that I have.
I did bet the Raiders as well.
Unfortunately,
sorry, you're gonna.
No. I'm just like it's the Raiders. I know what I'm getting into. Antonio Pierce is an idiot. They could easily get blown out, but at some point, you just got to be like, no, I don't agree with this number.
Yeah, that was like it for me. I was like 9.5. It was good. And then it jumped to 10 on Chris for like an hour, and I was like, all right, I can't resist. I have to go.
Yep. I don't blame you, man. Who are the other teams that going into the year you had like a strong opinion on relative to market? I think the Patriots, right?
Yeah. So it's funny. I had like I think 12 or 13 bets. It's all at Circa, all futures. I checked it before. I got CLV or moved in my favor on 12 of the 13, and then just got absolutely slammed in my face on Pats. I have Pats over 5.5 plus 200, and the day before it was plus 260 or plus 280, and I was like, oof, not good.
No. Yeah, you might have one of the worst numbers on the planet on the Pats.
Yeah, I probably do.
I mean, it won't matter if it wins, right? It won't matter if it wins.
Well, it does matter because I could have made an extra 60 cents.
I was just trying to make you feel better, honestly. Yeah. Of course it matters. Of course it matters.
I think my biggest disagreement was, if I had to guess, the market was valuing Bill Belichick's departure more strongly than I was. I still had their defense like top 12, and yep. I think the market was pressing him as bottom 12, and I understand. I mean, he's the greatest defensive mind of all time. So, but I also thought getting Christian Gonzalez back, getting Judon back, I bet it before the Judon trade. So I have that to kind of fall back on.
I was one of those people for sure on like the Belichick side of things, where I do feel pretty strongly that they've outperformed their defensive personnel for a long time under Belichick.
Definitely. And
I was wondering if that would be able to continue. One game so far, but obviously defense looked really solid. I don't like the Patriots this week. I'll tell you that.
That's a Penny Peter wanted me to mention. I actually no-vigged with him 2 months ago, week 2. So I'm sitting on Pats plus 2.5. So looking really good right now.
Okay, so I saw those tweets and I was wondering what the hell that was. So this is prior to the season. You took Pats plus 2.5 week 2.
Yes.
How do you feel about that right now? Like, forget about what the number is. Like, how do you feel about that?
Well, when it opened at 3.5, I took it again at 3.5. Like immediately, like Sunday night, I just hit it at Chris. And I was like, this can't make any sense. And I was like, then it moved down to 3, and I was like, oh, all right, I do know something. And now it's back to 3.5, and I feel terrible. I'm like, I should just stop betting the Pats because clearly I'm the only one that disagrees. If I want to bet it, just wait till post so I can get the best number. But it's pretty bad.
Well, Toons released Pats today, so someone agrees with you. I'll tell you that. Someone in market agrees with you.
Yeah.
Something. It's better than no one.
Who's that, Wilson? No, Wilson. No, good.
Oh,
good.
You're really looking in there. That was right. No, the first one was right. That was a couple plays ago. I don't know who this one was. It's right again. But there's a flag here.
All right.
It's got to be a hold, right? Like
yeah,
it's
of course.
Very obviously a hold. But you know what? At least right is in the game, man. I
Do you
got
have
duped.
right?
I got duped by some loser Dolphins beat reporter before the game.
Oh, do you have right over props?
I just bet him. As soon as I found out he was going to be the backup, I actually went to the touchdown market right away because it paid the most. And I didn't like whenever I there's like injury news and people don't know what the backfield is going to look like or anything or receiving core. I gravitate more towards alts than I do just betting the
Makes sense.
the standard because there's just a little bit more random variance there.
No, I agree with that. I'm curious why not like alt yards. I feel like that's like
He wasn't listed.
Oh, he wasn't. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. That was the first thing Fezzik's going right after you right away. No one would have agreed with Pat's 2.5 or 3 anytime all year. Well, you found someone, Fez, that agreed with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Ravens, Pats. Any other teams where you have taken a hard stance?
Oh, I don't honestly like the one thing about the Ravens I thought was weird is I don't even think I necessarily disagreed with them that much. Like I showed a little value on KC. I'm not like thrilled betting Ravens. Like I wouldn't bet the Ravens at like 8.5 right now. Or no, sorry, the rate. Yes.
You were the guy, no? That reached out to me
Yes.
in the offseason and said, like,
Yes.
Cowboys are going to be better than you think. And I'm like the jaded Cowboys fan.
Yes, that is true. I think the Cowboys. I think you're lower on the Cowboys in the market, and I'm higher than the Cowboys in the market. So just our disagreements like became extreme at that point.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think I told you where I had the Cowboys ranked going into the year, and you called me like, you didn't call me insane, but I took it as you calling me insane. I could very well have been wrong on that, but honestly, I was just so high on the Eagles going into the year that it diminished a lot of the Cowboys numbers as well.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah,
it's funny. I had the Cowboys slightly higher than the Eagles, and then when I ran my sim, I had the Eagles as favorites to win the division. I was like, how does this make sense? But it's just like strength of schedule stuff. I mean, those 3 games matter so much. And,
right. Yeah, I mean, the Eagles, they did this last year as well in the early part of last season, where I would watch the games and I'd be like, something doesn't sit right with me about this team, but they were continuously getting results. And then it like just fell off the rails at the end of the year. I watched the Green Bay game and I got the same vibe from the Eagles. I was just like, like they scored like 34 points. It doesn't even feel like they played a good offensive game. I don't know. I really struggle like matching my numbers on the Eagles to the eye test. They're like one of the teams that really doesn't do it for me. I think part of the reason is like I find Jalen Hurts so predictable. Like when I watch him play.
In what way?
In that the play breaks down and he just rolls to his right every single time.
Okay, that's true.
Like how can a defensive coordinator not watch his tape and figure that out as well? And then it's happened. The league's kind of figured that out. He's lost like the explosion in the running game, really.
Oh, what did you think about the tush push going in? That was my biggest question with them is were they going to be able to run it successfully without Kelsey? And then the first time it didn't work, and I was like, oh shit, am I too high on the Eagles? Because that play is worth so much in my opinion.
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. So my opinion going into the year was that they would run it again without any issue.
I was like wondering that. Then I asked a couple of people that I respect, and they said the same thing. I was like, all right, that probably would be no issue. Then first play,
I know.
Oh my God, was everyone wrong?
Although you would think if it was so easy to run it, all the other teams would be doing it as well.
Yeah.
It's a combo of everything though. Like Jalen Hurts is also very good at that play. He gets very low to the ground. Like some quarterbacks, you watch them run a sneak and you're like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Like,
What I just don't understand though is people say like, oh, it's because he can squat 600. Okay, why not practice it with a running back and do the tush push with a running back if you're another team? Then like that can't be the only thing.
My guess is because they're not regularly taking snaps under center, so
Yeah, fair.
they don't want to risk the I would agree with you. That would make a lot of sense to me, but because of the quarterback's always under center, that's just like a natural cadence for them. Yeah, that's a bit of a challenge.
Oh, I see a comment. What is my view of the Jets defense as a unit? I think it's definitely scary. Like I was not pleased at all, and I think I used to really respect Joe Douglas. Oh, nice completion as a general manager, but this Hassan Reddick thing was so poorly handled.
Yeah,
I mean, he gutted. We get rid of John Franklin Myers. Well, Huff, in my opinion, is better than Reddick. Maybe that's a hot take, but I'm not convinced he's.
I think it's at least there. Like it's debatable. I don't agree with you, but I can see an argument for it.
Yeah. So, look, if Huff signed for like $23 million a year, I would okay, whatever. But at $17 million a year, I just don't think Reddick paying him more and a third-round pick is worth it. So they're not like that. And then why do we trade for someone that's not on a contract?
Right.
Idiotic.
No, man. Did you touch the Jets game this week?
I showed value on the Titans, but I don't want to bet against the Jets.
I bet some Titans this week. So I'm going down that path again. That worked out real good last week. I mean, haunted me for half the day, but yeah, what are you going to do?
Yeah, someone I work with, he was like, I think Titans plus 4.5 is good at when it opened, and I was like, I agree, but I'm going to the game and I don't want to root against the Jets. So
no, I totally get that. I understand that point of view all the time. I listen at some people, there are true pros out there, and I listen. I bet against the Cowboys very frequently, like if I'm showing value, but it's a completely different story if I'm in attendance at the game. Like especially for my favorite team, I don't want to be there. So
if I wasn't going, I probably would have bet it, but I just can't. I'm going with my whole family. I can't not.
All right, I got Ray Davis. Keep racking up the yards, Ray Davis. Where are you at?
I
you're in on that too.
30 plus and 25 plus for me.
Yeah. Oh man, let's do it, Ray Davis. Yeah, there's just like a million. The you've been following like this Massachusetts gaming stuff and the limiting of bettors. Do you have an opinion on that?
Yeah. I think my opinion is very biased, unfortunately, because I think I benefit massively from there being limits.
Yes.
So I want there to stay limits. I have no shame in admitting that I cannot beat major markets, even remotely close to post, and the only thing that allows me to win is all the illiquid markets and random spots that will go away, in my opinion, if limits are imposed.
I'll respond to you, Chris, in 1 second. I just want to respond to Aaron. Where was the Ray Davis shutout pregame? The line actually moved so much on those bets. Like I cannot give everybody every single bet that I made, because there is a price where I would no longer play those bets. And that's basically what happened with Ray Davis today. And oftentimes, just to add to that, the SGP is only mispriced at one sports book, as an example as well. So just want to make it very clear. I try to give out what I can, but it still has to be good before the game. I'm not going to just tell you, here's all the bets I made today, because then what's going to happen is the stuff that moved 40, 50 cents, people are going to go bet it anyways. And I don't want that to happen. It doesn't make sense. The limiting stuff, I'm in the exact same boat as you. I actually view it as it's part of the game for me now. And I've gotten good at it, at maneuvering around limits and stuff like that. So I feel like it's an edge, and I think it's part of the betting game. And listen, sportsbooks are running businesses too. That's life.
I agree completely. I think my biggest edge is getting money down, and I think I do it really well, and I don't, if it goes away, then I'm kind of sunk. So
Yeah,
this is a big third down.
it is. I'll live through you.
Classic Josh Allen.
Oh, I love classic Josh. Oh, I love that face. It must be a great play. Oh, I love. Wow.
That is the most Josh Allen play I've ever
Wow.
seen.
The worst take I've ever had in the history of my takes, and I've had a lot of them, was that Josh Allen will never yeah.
Oh, I thought the same. Out of college,
He
I was
fucking sucked, man. In that
he couldn't even complete 60% of passes. It was terrible.
He is just. Is Jalen Ramsey washed? Jalen Ramsey, in my opinion, he's either like he looks slow. I noticed this when I was watching back Miami Jacksonville. They just paid him. I should have bet 2+ touchdowns. I didn't. Jalen Ramsey is. I think he's going to be a safety in a couple years. Honestly,
I can see that.
Yeah, I really do. But all right. Well, we're going to get an updated live line here.
Oh boy,
in a second. And I think you're going to have some decisions to make, Chris, because I think there's going to be a tasty price on the Dolphins. But the Bills are getting the ball to start the second half. I don't have. Okay, 6.5. Buffalo minus 6.5, minus 114. Okay, Dolphins money line 265.
I honestly, the way this game is running, how bad Tua has kind of looked.
Yep.
I would probably just take. But I wouldn't play it, but I would lean towards Buffalo minus 6.5 here.
I'm kind of with you. Like forgetting about my pregame decision, man. If Buffalo does win by margin tonight, it's going to be a night. In all likelihood, it's going to be a night. I'm with you though. It's okay. Let me just quickly look at the stats here. Success rate wise. Yeah, I mean, Buffalo's playing a good game right now. And I mean, the 2 turnovers have definitely helped. You're not going to deny that. But 6.1 yards per play. G-Stack in shambles. G-Stack returns already in shambles. Should I know who Dave Ramsey is? Do you know who Dave Ramsey is?
Yeah, I know who Dave. He's a financial grifter.
Oh, okay.
He's big into like saving money and whatnot, but I don't know. I'm not a fan of him.
All right. Financial grifter. I love it. You started in finance markets, so you would be familiar with the grifters.
He offers like a lot of very logical advice, but it's just like, hey Rob, pay me $50 a month, and my advice to you is going to be, don't spend more money than you make. Wow, like.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a comp in the sports betting space. Maybe I'm that guy. Even though I don't charge, so that's maybe like a Todd Furman.
I honestly do not know. Todd Furman.
Oh, you don't know who Todd Furman is?
I've seen the name, but I've seen the name, but I do not like know what he does. Like,
I actually like Todd, but a lot of the tweets are just like fortune cookie, very basic betting type of tweets.
Oh, you know what I think a good comp would be is the like some of like the odds jam type of accounts that like tweet out their edges. Like it's like they just post a pinnacle line, and then it's like, thank you. Like,
yeah,
I can read an odds screen too. Like I don't need to know that.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? You would be surprised at how many people can't. Like it's actually disturbing. Like it actually took me this. I'm like not afraid to admit it at this point in life because at least I'm successful now. But it actually took me a decade before I really understood how the sports betting market works. I had no idea. Just losing money, and like now I can say I did, but I would have.
What year did you start, if you don't mind me asking?
I was 16 when I started betting. So
like
I would have
1980.
People do think I'm a boomer. I am not. 2002 is roughly when I started betting. Whenever there was I want to say, this is very random, but I remember the Detroit Red Wings finished first in the in their conference, and they played the 8th seed Anaheim Ducks, and the 8th seed Anaheim Ducks swept them one year. And I was thinking in my head that Anaheim was going to win that series, and when they did, I was like, oh, I gotta get it. Everyone in my school's betting. I gotta bet this stuff. Like, I'm too good not to be betting. And then,
let's go.
Okay,
Sorry, I didn't mean to get too excited there.
no problem. You got a lot of A-Chain stuff?
Yes, if a chain goes over 100, I'm a very happy man.
I think we might be playing very similar things, Chris.
Yeah.
I think we might be playing very similar things.
Oh, that's a good sign for me.
I don't quite have it to that extreme, I will say, but yeah, actually maybe 100 plus. Let's just see what's going on.
Well, if he gets 80, I'm also happy. But like 100 is
I
like,
think 80 is the sweet spot for me. 100 would be. Let me see if I got any 100. 80 would be solid. I'll take an 80.
I'll take an 80 all the time. That is fine with me. 80 and if he hits 80, I'll root for you. Bills cover.
There, exactly. So yeah, there is. Listen, man, we're playing some of the same stuff. Think you got it figured out, my friend. I think you got it figured out, or I figured it out later than you, but we both do.
Or we're both guys on the left of the classic. Meme.
I love that. It could be. We could both be on the left. Oh man. Oh.
This is a great drive. Just 3 straight runs for AK. Just keep pounding the rock.
Yeah. They honestly, what Miami needs to do here is they have to score as time expires. Yes, this is the me. I love this.
Yes. This is
one of the best ever.
This applies so many situations. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. Yeah, it's really one of my favorites, along with the Galaxy Brain one or the Vince McMahon, very similar type of style. The Vince McMahon falling off the chair.
Yes,
you could use that quite a bit in sports betting.
I was gonna ask, but if they don't get it here, McDaniel's is going for this 100% of the time. I mean, he's not a dumb.
He's got to. He did a couple times last week, and I think that they didn't convert either one. So I'm pretty sure.
I would have honestly laid like minus 500 that McDaniel's goes for it if they don't lose like multiple yards, but like
right. Yeah, I do remember I have good memory. 0 for 2 last week on 4th down, and it was this very similar situation across midfield. The due factor. He's due.
He is not due.
Yeah, I love that. Love to hear that. Tua takes the sack. You love seeing a QB take a sack on 4th down. Love that.
How many yards does it can have? Can I have some?
53 yards.
Oh, that is.
But, yeah, but we gotta hope it doesn't get too out of hand here.
That's true.
Yep.
All right. Can we get a nice 3 and out, but all incompletion, so no time is wasted? That would be exquisite.
I would like a Bills field goal if possible. Where are they? They're past midfield, right?
Oh yeah,
they just took a sack on.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I want to go back to the gaming commission thing.
Yes,
I have a question. So, if you could put your unbiased hat on, what do you think is like a reasonable solution? I have one in mind. I'm curious what you think.
Well, it's a very large conversation, because if we're talking regulation of betting, regulated betting should protect the consumer. It shouldn't be we know that it is to earn tax money for the government. Like, we know the real reasons, but it should be to protect the consumer. That's why you'd want to regulate the industry. Limiting does force people to go bet offshore or to bet with their local books. That's a real factor. I saw what Captain Jack proposed.
Yes. So I wanted to comment 2 things real quick. So one, I'm not actually sure limiting it hurts tax dollars, because like, is a customer like you, a winning better, even contributing. Like you hurt the sports book, potentially causing them to lose revenue,
Yeah.
and potentially have to shut down operate if you got too extreme. So like, are you even helping?
My counterpoint to the people who are like, oh, these people don't help the ecosystem. I win money sports betting, and I spend a lot of money in like I contribute to the economy with what I spend. Like I eat out an absurd. I'm actually ashamed to tell people what I spend on a monthly basis. I like, you would be floored. I'm not even going to say the number because it's so embarrassing what I spend on entertainment and food on a monthly basis, because my goal in life is to die with $0.
That is a good goal. That is an excellent goal.
Yeah. So like people like, oh, Rob, like you don't live in a mansion or what. I don't need to live in a mansion. I own my house in Toronto. It's very like suitable for me and my wife, and I can use my disposable income to live my life. Like I never have to. So I'm contributing to the economy, even though I'm not putting money back into the ecosystem. Like I get it. I get that argument. Look, like I shouldn't even have said anything about this stuff. It's bad. It's bad.
Oh my God.
Is we going to get a 3+ touchdown?
Yes.
Oh my God.
That could actually end up being very good for me.
Well, alt over on track.
Oh, is he already at 80 yards, James Cook?
James Cook is this was 49 yards, right? So he's going to be over 100.
66.
And
Ray Davis is a lock now. Like Ray Davis is a lock.
Ray Davis. I don't use the L word. Sorry, Chris. We can't. We have to stricken that from the record.
All right.
Stricken. It is bad for HA and overs, but they're still going to run the ball every now and then. 109 yards, by the way, is James Cook. 109. Yeah.
Oh, and I want to respond to a comment. Geriatric. The update on the Biden position is I'm much poorer than I was before placing that bet.
What? Sorry. Why do I not remember this?
I bet on Biden to remain the nominee.
To remain the nominee.
Yeah. I was very confident.
You were basically thinking that he has to die for him not to be the nominee.
I bet after the debate, people were freaking out, and I just thought he's the person in power. He can just say everyone to F off. Like, what are you gonna do? But I forgot the GOAT, Nancy Pelosi. She did him dirty, and she cost me a lot of money.
I say this as a Canadian, and believe me, Canada has plenty of problems. I don't like to compare or whatever, but I find this time of year so incredibly entertaining. It's like we are living in a simulation. Like I cannot even believe some. And by the way, this is not like a political stance against Donald Trump or like I honestly don't give a shit. I actually do care for economic purposes. Let's just put it that way in the state of crypto.
Yep.
But I'm not really rooting one way or another. I don't side red. I don't side blue. I just like the dogs and cats. They're eating the dogs. I don't know that I laughed as hard. I watched that clip like 100 times in a row and still could not believe it was real.
I sent so many memes to a bunch of different group chats. That was hysterical. I didn't even understand like what he was talking about, but I just was too funny.
It was. I mean, I was watching the debate. First, he's talking about how there's the abortion issue. They're killing the babies, and like it's not a laughing matter, but the delivery made me laugh. The dogs and cat, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Like I'll never forget where I was when I saw that clip.
I am not political. I don't care about politics. I live in Canada. So, I mean, it does affect me, but not greatly. This is actually a true news story that popped up on my Twitter feed the day before of a lady eating someone's cat. I don't know if she's an immigrant. I don't know who she is, but she got arrested for eating someone's cat. And it's crazy. Obviously, we know Chosen Sports is on top of it. He says it's a real thing, but like I can agree. I can like back him up and say at the very least on my Twitter feed the day before, I did see something along those lines.
That was a backward pass, right? That counts as rush yards.
I believe that does.
It should.
I don't think it was a backward pass. I'm trying to be optimistic.
I missed where so I didn't see the entire play. I just looked up. It actually is. It is. It is a rush.
Yes,
13-yard
so
rush.
So good.
Yeah, if it is behind the line, it's and it's being ruled a rush right now.
It looked like a forward pass to me when I was watching, and I was just like kind of hoping.
NFL's ruling it. Oh man, could not. Thank you for being so inaccurate, Tua, that you threw the ball behind him there. Oh, even more. This is
great. This is
69. We're at a solid 69 yards right now.
This is stop the count. This is going excellent.
You know, here's the problem, though. I actually do need Josh Allen to hit like 200 yards, I think.
Same. We must have the same.
We need the Dolphins to score. We need the Dolphins to score.
Yeah.
Okay, well, like I'll be very clear with you of what I need, which is Bills alternate spread -5.5, A-Chain 80+ rush, and Allen 200+ pass.
I have that exact same parlay.
Yeah.
The exact same. And I think we played at the exact same book, if I had to guess.
We probably did. The one that would have that price not correctly.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, man. God, I love the NFL. God, I love betting sometimes. Sometimes I hate betting, and then sometimes I love betting. I really have a love-hate relationship. Jason, but sorry to cut you off, Chris. Just really quickly. Jason actually hit a good parlay at the half of last week's game, which he didn't. He told, actually, let me clarify. I hit the parlay, didn't bet it myself because I was just making recommendations. He fired off 3 things that he liked. He ended up hitting it. We're putting it to you, Jason, at the half today for a live parlay. So just
sounds good. I'm ready to fire it up. And I was about to come in and ask if we wanted to bet something, but I'm going to save it for the half.
Save it for the half because at the half, like 3/4 of the time, we don't even end up with a second half play. I'd rather rip like a second half dart on a long shot or something like that. On a long shot. Earth Human says, which book has it priced incorrectly? Every book has an error when it comes to some sort of price, SGP pricing. Let me just put it that way. And if you really want to figure it out, try combinations across different books and you'll figure it out. I don't like being that guy, but I learned through a lot about sports betting through going through this stuff myself. It's very valuable. Yeah. Very valuable.
So sorry to keep bringing this back up, but the gaming commission thing. I'm curious. Captain Jack, I saw his like proposed thing. I thought that was very reasonable up until he said 200 VIPs could be 200% of the limit, and like sharps would be 20%.
Yep.
So 10 to 1 ratio.
Yeah.
Problem with that is just I think you're gonna have too many extreme VIPs. And you can't make the limits that like if a VIP wants to come in and pound 50K a prop or a game, which they do exist, you can't just have a 25K limit on props. Like it's just not sustainable.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
just for me, can we get like a TLDR on like what exactly Captain Jack's like position was?
Yes, very simple. You have to have posted limits, which I agree with. Whatever the limit is in the prop or the bet, I should say, you can have a customer as low as 20% of that limit or a customer as much as 200% of that limit.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay, cool. Sorry, I just had to ask.
Yeah.
All right. There's another 5. Okay.
This is going good.
Yeah. Like I don't want to, it's a lot of moving parts here because we need Buffalo to win by margin, but we also need Allen to get the 200.
I think a touchdown here is very good.
I think it's the best. I agree with you. I think we need Miami to score. We need Miami to score.
Keeps Allen still passing and whatnot.
Yeah, it does. Who's that up top there? Oh, that's John.
I will take a nice bomb to Tyreek Hill. I have him.
You're looking Tyreek?
I have him in one of my fantasy leagues. I'll drop a little fantasy there.
No, we're not playing this game.
We're
not
retiring
playing
the
this
fantasy.
game.
We're retiring the fantasy chat tonight since I have James Cook.
You know what? Maybe we'll lean into it hard next year and we'll do fantasy and sports. I'm actually very curious from the people watching. If you're in the chat right now, do you have interest in that? Arthur,
Okay.
the Fonz clearly doesn't.
Okay.
But does anyone else have interest in a hybrid fantasy sports betting channel?
Maybe we meet in the middle and do best ball over the summer. I don't know if guys care about best ball, but best ball, you draft the team, it's done. It's done. Draft.
Right.
If you guys want best ball, it seems like no one wants best ball. So,
well, it seems like the very, very, very clear answer is no, with the exception of one. No, don't lose yards. Go forwards. Forwards, A-Chain. Well, you know what? Like, it would take a pretty bad beat not to cash that.
Oh my God! What are you doing, Rob? Why would you say that, Rob? That was terrible. That was the worst jinx I've heard in a long time.
clipping that.
No, we're not clipping that.
We're clipping.
We're not clipping that, Jason.
We're clipping that.
If you want to remain as producer of this show, clip it. Fine. Clip
If
it.
he doesn't hit 100 plus, you owe me my tickets back. That was all you. That was.
No, I'm hoping for 80 plus, not 100. 80.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, that's why I said it. The 100 is still like not. It's favored.
Oh,
but 80 is like a big favorite. 80 is like a minus 1,000.
What is the live line? I'm kind of.
Yeah, what is his live number, Jason? Pull that up if you can. Live pickleball. Who's suggesting live pickleball? I played pickleball once, and I played so hard. I played for like 4 hours and nearly blew up my arm.
Wait, it's only 83?
83 and a
What?
half. Because they're trailing by so much.
Oh, yeah. It's still like 2 quarters. Like, I still feel like, I don't know. Maybe I don't understand it enough, but I don't bet props enough, so
Yeah.
seems like an over to me. But maybe I'm biased because I have a channel.
I got to take a screenshot of my screen right now because this has to be wrong, right? Like, A-Chain, I don't think is even in the game right now. Is he? I don't know what's going on. I just got an update on NFL. There's the Tua. Jason. Tua! And they're probably not kneeling on the ball. Okay, that's cash
very
right
big.
there. Yeah,
there goes my halftime parlay. But anyways,
I use NFL GSIS, which is like the media login where you can see live stats, and it said Devin A-Chain like right end for minus 26 yards or something a couple plays ago, and I was like, no, this can't be right. I looked up though, Jeff Wilson was on the field. Someone just really fucked up on the data entry, and I was not happy about that. Okay.
I have some Wilson under too, but just rush yards, so he can catch the ball as much as he wants.
Yeah, Dolphins realize they move the ball down the field, right? They just can't. They don't have enough time to go 4 yards at a time.
Okay, so we need a Dolphins touchdown, immediate stop, and a nice bomb, and then we can go back to our normal game state. That's
Yep. I'm going to. If the Bills win, we'll cash the SGP I gave on the show today, which is nice. There we go. Like Aaron, you gave one out with Suma earlier, right? Bills money line, Tua over 4.5 rush yards, and oh no, we need to cook. Oh my God, I spoke too soon. Apologies. I threw in James Cook 4+ receptions instead of any time touchdown.
Shit's not hitting.
Right.
Sorry, Rob. Shit's not hitting.
It's not hitting. Another loser by one game. Who
would have thought I hit more? I was going to hit more SGPs come week 3 than Rob Pizzola.
You pass post them, man.
Oh, come on.
You pass post them. You post
I
them.
hit the Montgomery one. Remember? That was like a legit one. That was a legit hit, not the San Fran one.
It was. I hate to admit
We
it.
posted it on our Twitter, everything.
No, it actually was legitimate. It actually was legitimate. Yeah. That's real unfortunate.
What do you do here? I think you can. Do you think you can get off 3. No, probably only two shots at the end.
They have no timeouts, right?
Yeah, no.
They've used all the timeouts. They like he can't. Obviously, you can't take a sack. They gotta. I don't really know what they're gonna do. I actually think that they're more likely to run a first play where they try to get like 5 yards out of bounds.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that might be better than a deep shot right now. It's not even that deep. It's just like 20
Well,
yards.
with Tua's arm, like what this is 23 yards to the end zone. It's gonna feel it's like 50 yards for Tua. Basically.
That's right, noodle arm. Forgot.
Oh man. Buffalo timeout.
You know, I took Buffalo under.
Sorry, Milf Hunter's back. I knew he didn't bail on us. Good to see you, Milf Hunter. I'm glad you bet the Bills money line. Sorry, Chris. Go ahead.
At the beginning of the season, I bet Bills to miss the playoffs and Bills under win total. And I felt like beginning of the season they were going to implode with so many pieces missing, and then Sean McDermott was finally going to get fired. But I forgot. Josh Allen's too fucking good. I mean,
he's too good, man. He is too good. He is too good. Plus, you don't know what kind of the only way that McDermott gets fired if there's another leak about some comparison to like terrorists in the locker room or something like that, where motivational speeches that don't really jive well with
exactly.
Mike, I still cannot believe that is a real story. You want to talk about crazy stories?
It looks like you were spot on. They did a little
Jonnu Smith, but like, see, like the Bills just called a timeout. They called the timeout. How is it that I'm sitting here at home and like I can tell you exactly what they're going to do, but these teams can't figure out to guard the sideline, short sideline. Just guard the short sideline.
I would argue that this is almost a win for the Bills.
But it's not because like that's
it took 4 seconds off the clock. Like
they're going to try to run another one of those.
Oh my God, another time. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Buffalo can't let that play happen again because then you have like 8 seconds inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, true. Okay, fair enough. I guess like so, I don't know where you stand on this, but like something that's always bothered me is like when it's like 3rd and 15, and I see a lot of times people throw like a little dump off for a screen, it doesn't go anywhere, and the fans go crazy. It's why can't you throw it? I don't think those plays are that bad. I think it's actually smart depending on the quarterback.
Right.
And I feel like this is similar. Like fans get mad that they're not. It's obvious what they're doing, but I don't know. I think it could be smart. Maybe I'm overthinking it though.
Have you seen the play yet or no?
No, not yet. It's just about to start now. Oh my God, that was terrible.
Yeah, it's all right. 8 seconds left from the 16 and they're gonna kick.
Yeah,
I mean this isn't right. This is not the right. I like McDaniel.
You got to go for a deep shot. Yeah.
Yeah, you got at least one shot at the end zone.
Yeah.
And if you don't have it, just throw it out quickly.
But the thing is, does he trust Tua enough to not take a sack here? Like that's.
I know. Yeah, but he can.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
He can easily not take a sack by just like throwing it out the back of the end zone close to a player. Like it's a quick read. Anyways. 24-10. I hope you've been cooking something up in the lab, Jason.
Oh, I got two ready to go, locked and loaded. I just quickly before Chris, you get out of here. I just wondering who you think is a more overrated head coach in the AFC East, Robert Saleh or Mike McDaniel?
No. McDaniel or McDermott?
McDaniel's not overrated.
Well, what are you talking about? Saleh is clearly more overrated. I mean, I'm not.
Okay.
Saleh
I just poking the bear. I'm just poking the bear.
I'm a Jets fan, but I'm not crazy.
It's not delusional like Suma,
Okay.
And Chernoff. Those wow, Jets fan base in like gambling Twitter is a real collection of.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought Saleh was like not bottom 5 or bottom 10. I don't know if where you guys have him. I think he's somewhere between like 17 to 20 ish.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's my fandom talking. But Mike McDaniels is clearly a top 10 head coach. He's like without a doubt.
Only reason why I brought it up is because our friend over on Hit the Books, Brad Powers, says Mike McDaniel is overrated. So
yeah,
he's a college football guy though. So
look at Diggs' first comment on that. Do you see Diggs' comment on that?
What do you say?
Stick to CF.
I got to zoom in. Sorry, guys.
Which, by the way, listen, like, yeah. Go ahead, Chris.
Right, well, listen, do you think this description of Kyle Shanahan is accurate? My friend was asking me about Kyle Shanahan a while ago. I said Kyle Shanahan is kind of an idiot. Can't make good game time decisions. Doesn't make great game adjustments. Terrible with fourth down. But he's the best schemer in the NFL, so he has to take him as the head coach. He's top 3. Like, even though he's like probably bottom 5 at every aspect of coaching except scheming, it just makes him.
Yep.
And I feel like a lot of head coaches get people pissed off because, and the reason I brought that up is I feel like head coaches get people pissed off because they do a lot of dumb things.
Yeah.
But their scheming is so good, it doesn't really matter.
Well, I agree. Like, coaching consists of a wide array of things, right? And in-game decision making sometimes can be incredibly frustrating from some of these guys, but that doesn't make them a bad coach. It just makes them bad at in-game. And a lot of times, honestly, we're talking decisions that might cost them like 1% in win probability or something like that, which we go nuts about. But game planning is huge. Like, look at McVay. McVay for years had not figured out to go for it on fourth down. Like, he was like, and now they finally hired a guy who's like in the press box that's basically telling him when to go for it and not. But that doesn't mean he's a bad coach. It just means that he that's a negative component of his coaching. But look at the structure. Like, there's such a good, well-coached football team, right?
And that's why even though Antonio Pierce will punt forward on 4th and 1 from the zone 41 down 6.
Yeah,
he's still a top 5 head coach.
I'm not going there.
I'm just messing with you.
Antonio's
terrible.
Well, he's like, what was Antonio Pierce doing before he got the Raiders like head coaching job? He was like coaching like high school football or something like that at one point before he started.
I don't even know, to be
like, what very big jump. He's like a motivator.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I said this on the last stream I did, but I was watching Receivers on Netflix this summer, and every single scene that they had with Pierce, I'm like, this guy is a complete idiot, moron. Like, and that's not to say he doesn't know football. Like, I'm sure he knows football, but he also is just like very outdated, I think, in his thoughts. So, yeah. I think that's where he was. He was at Arizona State. I think that was he was Herm Edwards' bag man at ASU. Oh, man. All right, Chris. You haven't changed your Twitter handle, have you?
I have not.
Flup no lied?
Yep. That's it.
Is that how it should be pronounced?
Honestly, I have no idea. When I made it, it was made to irritate people playing against me in poker. So, yeah.
Well, there's Chris on Twitter. Is that your girlfriend there in the picture? Or wife? What's the story there?
Soon to be wife, fiance right now.
Oh, congratulations, my man.
Thank you.
Yeah, she saw you hitting those SGPs and you locked her down, huh?
Yep. Mm-hmm. She's
exactly how
I like it. She loves a degenerate man, so that's why I'm
All right, Chris. Appreciate you joining, man. Take care. Have a good
See
night. Later. Chris Dierks, everyone. Dierkis, I should say. Mispronunciation. Good dude. Really enjoyed that. I definitely mushed his bed. I'll tell you that right now. He's not going to be very happy with me. He is not going to be very happy with me.
So is the mispronunciation on me? I should have probably fed you the correct pronunciation. We got like a little bit of a producer mishap there, or is that on you? Are you going to take blame for that?
Listen, back in the day when I was a producer, before every show, my host got a run sheet. Here's everything that's going down. Here's stuff if you need to fill time. Boom. I know it would have been tough tonight because you didn't even know who the first guest was. Like, by the way, that never happens anywhere in the world except over at the Hammer where Moretto was saying, yeah, let's just get George from the local bar. Great call, Moretto.
That's crazy. The bar was crazy. You could hear the bar in the background. I was like, I even messaged him. I'm like, listen, you don't have to. You can tell me who it is. I won't tell Rob.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure his audio setup's clean for chat. Like, it's just
he really fucked us. On top of that, G-Stack used to work in terrestrial radio. Like,
yeah,
of all people who would
he
know
gets it.
to never come on from the local bar, you think it would be G-Stack, but you know what? Sometimes karma's a bitch, and that's what happens to G-Stack and the Dolphins in the first half here.
Yeah. I'm ready to cook up this parlay here. But
what is the second half line, out of curiosity, really quickly, before you start cooking a little bit too much?
Oh, it's a 2-legger. It's a little baby 2-legger.
Okay.
Jason orders sand on a company card. I don't know. I'm gonna get stuck with the sand stuff all year, eh? All right.
There's by the way, there's a 0% chance I would ever give Jason the company card. Knowing what his habits are, his nightlife. Let's just say he picked his location very close to the local strip joint. That's where you are now. No, Zanzibar. That's you. No, am I confusing you with someone else?
That's nowhere near me.
All right, I don't know why I got that.
You're trying to dox me right now. No, nowhere. I mean, like 7 or 8 blocks away, major street.
You can never live that down. Sorry, because I'm a boomer and I'm aging so quickly. My memory is not what it used to be. How did the porn guy stuff start?
Somebody said I looked like Johnny Sins. That's how it started, which I don't see at all. Yes,
it can't be.
That's 100% it.
You 100% don't look like Johnny Sins.
Johnny Sins,
way older, bald guy, extremely fit, and yeah, I've seen enough of Johnny Sins to know that you don't look like him, Jason.
Chat,
very clearly.
Someone's saying mustache, but I can't grow a mustache, so like,
I don't. Here's like this is not.
How did it start then? Tell me how it started. Then.
No,
Chat.
Somebody in the chat remind me how this started. You do not look a thing like Johnny Sins. There's no way.
Am I gonna have to dig for this? I'm gonna have to dig for this. I was making porn references to porn. That's after I got the name, though. That's the whole point.
I don't know. We're gonna have to go back to the tape. We're gonna have to consult the tape from last year. He too casually mentioned like he knew all about them. Yeah, I think it's something along those lines.
Maybe I'm forgetting it. Someone's saying mustache, guys. I don't think you've ever seen. No, this is like
he never
4 days no shaving. This is 4 days no shaving.
He can't grow facial hair. He can't. No. All right.
So someone in the chat said, "Tell them who you actually look like." Someone messaged me and told me I looked like, if you want to do a quick Google search, El Nino. So
El Nino,
El Nino, I believe is
like the old weather, movement that was happening. Don't you remember El Nino?
No idea what that is.
So it's like a global climate phenomenon that was going on back in the day. Not familiar with that.
Never heard of it.
People in the chat definitely remember El Nino. I must have been in like 8th grade, I would say I was in, when El Nino was prevalent.
No idea what that is, Rob. I was yet to be a fetus at that time. So
yeah, MILF Hunter knows. Had to do with the weather. Yes, MILF Hunter did. I don't know.
TA is backing me up, by the way, in our forward progress chat, saying that we were here. Let me do this.
El Nino still prevalent? I don't know. Wind currents? I don't know. Yeah, like everyone knows what El Nino is. Come on, Jason.
I don't know what that is. I Google El Nino and I get a different pop-up.
When we bring on Feinberg in the third quarter here, I will lay minus 1,000 that he knows what El Nino is. Actually, I don't want to do that. I actually don't want to do that. He could be in very bad condition when we have him on here. The half is not going to take forever. So
yeah. So
I'm tailing you tonight. I actually do have some tokens to use. So
that's your fault, not mine.
You know what? Listen, it's one of the luxuries of losing bets is sometimes they give you more money to bet with and more things to do. And you know what? It's what makes FanDuel a great sports book, in all honesty.
Okay, wait,
Go.
hold on. Just
Cook
quickly,
away.
someone pull this up, and like honestly, maybe like caught. Like honestly, I'm caught right now. Like that's all I do. All right. So anytime touchdown market is taken down. Hopefully the FanDuel traders aren't watching. If they are, you're not going to get anything from me. I'm square as can be. I want to look towards Ray Davis anytime touchdown.
But by the way, the FanDuel traders are certainly not scared of your action. I'm going to tell you right now. Even if they were watching, I think that they might be indulging in a few brews right now. Like no one is scared at what's about to hit them.
All right. Well, maybe they're going to be
not on the board.
Now.
Well, you can't just pick stuff that's not on the board.
Well, I want anytime touchdown scorers. So how do I get them back on the board? FanDuel traders, I know you're watching right now, waiting for me. Like here's how I know what I was gonna play is sharp, and I played it myself and before that half because I didn't want it to go away. I was gonna go Josh Allen under rushing yards.
Yeah,
good to 16.5. Okay, and I was gonna pair that one bet with Ty Johnson anytime touchdown. Literally whatever price you want. I believe he was like 40 to 1, 30 to 1. In that range is fine. And then also Ray Davis anytime touchdown, 10 to 1. So two separate bets, not combining the TDs together. So we're going to do Ray Davis and Josh Allen under rushing yards, and then Ty Johnson, Josh Allen rushing unders. I will keep an eye.
Yeah, it's a real sick hypothetical parlay Jason's giving out right now. All of you can go make money on this hypothetical parlay.
It's just like those walking bets when they don't give out the line as well. It's
don't drag Taylor into this. Do not slander Taylor's name. Okay. I do agree that she should list the lines. I do agree.
It takes no effort. Just like have it pulled up. Like,
well, I don't know. Maybe it actually does take effort to get the line at that time. But don't turn this around on her. Do not turn this around on her.
I'm sorry, Taylor.
This is all about you right now. I met Taylor in Vegas. She was a very nice lady.
Seems like a great lady.
I was sauced when I talked to her for about 10 minutes. I actually don't even remember any of the conversation. I'm not joking. I was at Legacy Bar. I was very, very deep into the booze at that time. Live SGP. Let me see if I got it listed. Touchdown scores.
They're tracking my action.
They're there. They're on there.
They're there. Okay. So if you can see in the bot, we got to talk to FanDuel about this. They think I'm a bot. And I keep getting the please verify you're a human.
Sure, you got to turn your porn VPN off, dude, before you join. Of course. You have that on the screen where you have to click the button to verify that you're not a bot. You got to hold the mouse down for like 8 seconds or something. Okay, well, sorry, I wasn't paying attention to you. What are you doing here?
So if you can no Jalen Wright. Jalen Wright's dead. Your picks are dead, Rob. Your picks are dead. Jalen Wright. No. Ty Johnson anytime.
Ty Johnson anytime.
Paired with rushing unders for Josh Allen.
Ty Johnson's plus 4,000 anytime touchdown right now.
Perfect.
Paired with Josh Allen rushing unders?
Correct.
Okay. So
and then that's a single bet, and you tell me what the payout's going to be.
Okay. So I'm putting this in now. So Josh Allen's rushing yards are 18.5. So we're going under.
Yep. Under.
Paired with Ty Johnson.
Anytime touchdown.
It's just over 70 to 1. It's
perfect.
Going in, right?
Lock that in.
I actually don't hate this.
And
I don't want to give you credit, but I don't hate it. Okay, that's in. That's legitimately in. Yes.
Okay, and then it's just to show people what I'm working with here. And then we're gonna do the same
what are you
thing
working with
with
a
Ray
blank
Davis. With just the same thing with Ray Davis. I got pressing and holding. I'm not a robot. No,
hold. Keep holding.
I'm holding.
Okay, so the same thing so you want Ray Davis and Josh Allen under.
Correct. I was thinking about throwing in a Devon 8.
No more. I'm not giving you a chance to bet more than that. Bet within your limits, Jason. I don't pay you enough to bet more than that. Bet within your limits, my friend.
All right. So what's the number on that? If we can get that,
trying to do that right now.
And then if you could just send me a screenshot of them just to show people that like they're actually playable. Oh my God, people are saying I should pair it with a stuck stepmom. That's the last leg.
Ray Davis is plus 950 touchdown, so this one will pay less. This one pays 1453.
That's fine. This is what we're gonna do, chat. If you haven't used your live boost 30% token just yet, hit it on that.
Yeah. You know what, Aaron? You are gonna get such a worse number on 365, my friend. Well, that's not true. I mean, most of the time, yes. Not always. I don't want to act like it's always better at FanDuel, but they do have some pretty good pricing here. Skylar Thompson over half passing.
I like
wish
the way he thinks. I like the way you think, Levi. That's the way to think about it.
Honestly, everyone's got it's only a 2-touchdown lead for Buffalo, and it is a home game for Miami, so we're probably not going to get a Skylar Thompson appearance unless Tua gets hurt, and I don't want to cheer for Tua injuries. But if we do see backups in the game, people got to point them out in the chat, because that's the move. Fire on the backups that are in the game. I like that.
Yeah, and it's someone saying I'm coming with the sicko action. Of course, I can't be the guy. Like I'm all into sicko stuff here. Like that's that's the brand.
He's known as the porn guy here, but his friends just call him pervert. It's not.
Okay. My friends call me Jason, but on this channel I get known as the porn guy. And honestly, like my parents will ask to like watch the content, and I tell them like sorry, no. I tell them no. I literally tell them no. I was at a stag, and some of my parents' friends are like, hey, like, what do you do for work? I was like, oh, whatever. Tell them what I do. It's always a weird conversation because boomers don't get it. Anyways, they're like, oh, like,
just wrap it so I could do the clock.
Show us your videos. I'm like, no, because I'm the porn guy. Anyways, games took in the game, we're cooked.
Yes, I am going to do a clock sync for you, Thomas James Moran. I almost said moron. I'm sorry about that. I guess I didn't have to say that out loud. Thomas James Moran. Play clock. 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. I know this is riveting, people, but that's where we're at right now. I realize the game's on Prime tonight, which is why we get it the slower feed in Canada. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Speaking of slow, let's bring in our next guest. Sorry, Jeff. I didn't mean to do you dirty like that. I apologize.
That's okay, brother. What you going to do?
At least the mic is on. The mic is on tonight.
It's all right. I remember in grade 5, I had to walk down the hall. There's somebody like the slower reading group. So,
no, don't tell me stuff like that. Now I feel really bad. I feel really bad now.
No. Don't worry. Never mind. It's like it's
a long story, and it was a long walk down that hallway too.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't actually the slower. It wasn't actually like the slower reading group. It was just. Oh, never mind.
I got it. Don't worry, man. You don't have to. We don't have to go deeper.
It was just like just as like an inside joke to no one here. So it was like really, really stupid.
Well, I do have to test you here with a question.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with El Nino?
El Nino. Yeah, so it's definitely something to do with the weather.
Boom! That's all we needed to know, Jeff. Yes, Jeff.
But I couldn't remember if it's a tropical storm or a nickname we gave like one of our friends' girlfriends. But like never really to his face, but
oh man, Jeff is truly one of us.
Was it a tropical storm? What was it?
Yeah, it was like some sort of climate change, weather pattern thing. Well, you don't need to know any more than that, other than it had something to do with the weather. I couldn't tell you exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. Like if you told me it was the name of like a really bad hurricane.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe that would have been.
You nailed it. That's all you. Once you said,
what's El Nino got to do with anything?
It's just producer Jason and his. He doesn't know any of this stuff. None of this stuff.
How old is Jason?
He's not old enough. There's a big age gap.
Yes. We went through this literally on Sunday.
Not me. Maybe someone else.
Did they call Sergio El Nino?
Oh yeah, we did this because we right. We did the millennial thing.
Yeah, the boomer thing.
Yeah, I don't know. You're like.
Oh, he said he was born in 96. No. Right.
97.
97. Well,
97.
Close enough. Yeah. Close. I realized the Dolphins burned a timeout there. That was probably not ideal.
We missed the boat here on the like how did we get McDermott as an underdog? on today of all days, the day after his favorite holiday.
Please get off. We
Jesus
can't
Christ,
get Jason. You can't say these things, man. You
Holy,
cannot.
even my head doesn't go there.
Jeez. Wow. Porn guy. He thinks he's a stand-up comedian now, too.
I
Wrong
could-
crowd.
I could make a controversial. Well, no, it's actually not even controversial. I'd
Okay.
say Rob.
Yeah.
We're not gonna like deep dive this thing because that'd be pointless. But I would say there are many unfortunate things from that body cam Tyreek Hill incident.
Yep.
One of the things that's happening though is like the media is turning this like acting as if this guy is someone who he isn't.
Yep.
Like that incident aside, and the cops should be dealt with, and all of it. He should have kept his window down, but the cops should be dealt with. All that. This is a guy that like abused a pregnant woman, abused a child, allegedly. I'll keep Rob safe. I'll say the word allegedly because that's how you do it. So they don't want any notices showing up. But yeah, like now this guy's an opportunity. Like now the media is giving this opportunity, like this guy to be a saint, like that. Like get out of town. Get out of town. Tyreek Hill should be known for nothing other than being the amazing football player that he is. That's
But this is what we do. Like we can go down this path because it's topical, but look at the way Tiger Woods is perceived by everyone.
He never physically abused anyone.
No.
Other than maybe with a whip or something. Like you're right.
Okay,
Tiger did a bad thing. He did some infidelity, and that's horrible. But his wife,
Jeff, he took prescription drugs and got behind the wheel of a car.
I forgot. I'm an apologist.
But
I'm an apologist. Do you know?
But that's what I'm saying.
You know when he flipped that Genesis? Do you know where he was going?
No, I don't.
He was going. I think the week before he did something with like Kevin Hart. It was like he was going to film something with Justin Herbert.
Wow.
That was like after Herbert's rookie season. He was going to like do a golf thing with Herbert. And he could have kept Herbert waiting all day.
Yep.
Why do you have to be in a rush?
But
that was just speed. I don't think he was on drugs. Tale's old as time, I guess.
It just happens in sports. And whatever. For me, like the Tyreek video is old news because I watched the Shannon Sharp one or listened to the Shannon Sharp one about 10 times over. Here we go. You did too, I assume, Jason.
Oh yeah, you missed the message in the chat. I studied it 3 times over on repeat. My favorite part was our truth in the comment section.
Do you want to be John Boy of Forward Progress? Like, do you want to do a?
I don't know. You want me to do the voiceover for it?
Yeah.
Oh my god! All right, now he's going for the. I don't know. I can't. We're gonna get demonetized if I say anything.
I'm actually having a really good night here, but I think I need Matt Collins to hit some monster SPGs, and that's all that's missing. And the score's not going to get it for me.
Jeff, all I'll say is, did you get a haircut? Your hair looks great today.
Yeah, I got tighten the lettuce a little. It's getting out of hand.
Plus 2 to your barber. Or hair person.
Someone commented on a video I did with Suma today saying, is it a prerequisite to be balding if you're going to do videos for Forward Progress? Well, no, it's not. Look at Jeff. Look at that coif. Beauty. People would kill for that hair, Jeff. You remember back in the day? Remember back in the day when I had to do like a roast of there was like some sort of roast that we were both at. I want to say I roasted Gabe Morency, maybe Cam as well.
Oh yeah, at like some bar.
At some like El Macombo or something like that.
Yeah, and like I don't know. I just I feel like everyone was so drunk and Bronstetter just kind of like emceed it. Am I remembering?
Yeah, Aaron Bronstetter roasted me for sure. I don't even know what the roast was for. I recall like Jackie Redmond being there randomly.
This was like long after. I think Pat was there.
Yeah, maybe Pat Mayo was there too.
It was just at some like really a narrow.
It was
bar.
really hard for me at that time to come up with a roast for you, but I think I did. I think I did throw you in there at some point. Yeah, but now it'd be very easy for me to roast you. I could have so much material now, so much.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm happy. Like, look forward to the next one.
We need to have we definitely need to have a hammer roast. We have to have a hammer roast.
Sure.
No, I'm thinking about the gears are
I
turning.
only
in my
like
head.
making fun of people I don't like.
Oh, I'd love
That's
to.
not true. Like,
I'd love
obviously,
to
me
roast
and my
Bonnie.
friends make fun of each other a lot, but things most of the guys at the Hammer, like, I don't know. I wouldn't know how to make fun of them.
Yeah, I guess. I would love to roast Johnny. Love to.
Johnny's as advertised. That was the first time I met Johnny for the first time yesterday.
No, we're not
He's
supposed to
as
talk. We're not supposed to talk about that. You also would have met Jason's brother. Jason's brother.
Wait, I forgot about this. Wait, first of all, that was your first time meeting Johnny?
Oh my God, Tua, what are you doing? Oh my God, another classic right here.
I love this guy, Rob. This makes me
Wow.
happy. You know, this gets me. This does. I don't know why. Like I just still.
Is it the Tua versus Justin Herbert stuff? That
No,
he's still-
it's because
is that what it
you
is?
know what?
Is that
I'm
what it
over
is?
that. I'm over that. But Tua, I got by Tuanon. Like Tuanon came after me. They came after me. Something I tweeted got put in like a Reddit. I don't even have Reddit. But my buddy, who's so off the internet, but he's so off of like Twitter and shit, but he's an insane Dolphins fan. So he's on Dolphins Reddit, and he showed me like after the fact that like my tweets about Tua were making it on the Dolphins Reddit, and I was getting harassed. It's literally the worst harassment I've ever gotten on the internet.
Yeah. Tuanon officially September 12th, 2024. Tuanon is dead. Officially.
Well, can I throw something out there? This is great for our halftime SGPs, no?
Very good. I didn't want to point that out. It was also a great distraction from us playing golf with your brother and not you.
Okay, so give me the rundown. How was the day? Because I honestly, I went for a beautiful walk that day. And you know what the first thing I thought to myself was, because Tuesdays, for those who don't know, Tuesdays is the day off kind of here at the Hammer. We work through the weekends. I need a day off. So Rob graciously gives me the Tuesday off. What?
It was a great day. It was a lovely day.
I went for a walk. First thing I thought
about your day, Jason. We don't care about your day. You went for a walk. You stayed at home. You didn't come golfing. That was your day.
Whoa! I didn't come golfing. I wasn't invited golfing. Number one.
Just like Captain Jack wasn't invited to the gaming commission. You weren't invited to golf.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Well, honestly, if we rewind the tape,
it's a foursome. It's a foursome.
No,
I lost a bet to Jeff last year. Okay, we bet on forward progress.
He still had to pay off the rounds of golf he owed me for Hamlin.
I've only paid off 2 of the 3 rounds. I own 1 more. Your brother brought me to a very fine course. I had to pay that off, and I haven't played with Johnny all year. There's no like ulterior motives here. It just worked out. Yeah, Jeff beat me to my course in the morning by like, I don't even know how long he was there before I got there. I thought I was getting there early to pay for everyone's round. He was already there in the parking lot. I don't know what he was doing. Johnny showed up to the wrong golf course. I don't even know how this, again, like I get that it has a very similar name to another course that's 20 minutes away, but I don't know how he pulls this off. Anyways,
he's as advertised.
He is as advertised. Yeah.
Like, Jason, you know how sometimes like podcasts, you do a podcast, like I believe like Johnny to be authentic on the podcast, but sometimes it's like a toned up like version of your like real life personality. And it's not even toned up. Like, Johnny is Johnny.
Toned down, if anything, honestly. Yeah. Like, if I'm being honest, knowing Knowing John,
Honestly,
slowed down.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It couldn't have worked out any better because we teed off without him. But he met us in the fairway on the first hole. And at my local course, the first hole borders Highway 50. And Johnny has the biggest slice you'll ever see. He plays it, but he would have been aiming directly into the highway. And there's times where he hits it dead straight on that line. Like he could have. So I was really scared for that tee shot if he was there. I was actually ruining it from the moment I arrived at the course. I'm like, holy fuck, like Johnny has no hope right now.
You could literally be like, Johnny, I just need you to do me a favor. There's like the marshal. There's people like, let's just, we're putting you right in the center of the fairway on one. Like, that's it. He doesn't take it too seriously, but he nailed some long putts with that lab putter that he's got. Oh, yeah.
So, it was a good day. And honestly, I wouldn't have changed anyone in that foursome. I think the collection of us four is what made it a great day, personally. Yeah.
And that sucks. Like, Jason, I've been there. Like the whole, I don't want to call it like politics, but like there's always times where it's like, like a foursome comes together and it's just like, geez, it is what it is.
Yep. Jason, I'm sure is familiar with some foursomes from his Pornhub days as well.
Okay. First of all, I need chat to hear me out on this because they watched it. They watched this all live. Rob, you invited me first, and that's listen. It's okay for you guys to go golfing without me. I'm okay with that. But +1 in the chat. Just drop a 1 in the chat if you think it's a scumbag move for Rob to invite me first. Renege the invite because he has to pay Jeff back a debt instead of just picking a different day to go with Jeff. Give me a 1 in the chat if I'm right to be pressed about this. Give me a 2 if I'm wrong. 1 or 2. That's all I asked for.
Yeah, well, we got a 2.
We already got a 2. All right. Well,
I don't think this is going to go well for you. No, I don't think this is going to go well for you.
Yeah. Rob meant well when he invited you, but then I showed up on screen and his memory triggered that shit. I actually owe this guy still, and this is an opportunity to check one off. And I guess you were the lost soldier here.
We didn't lock this in. We didn't lock it in. It wasn't locked. That's all I have to know.
Okay, that's I don't. Anyways, listen, I'm over it. I got a good walk in that day. I ate some food. It's a great day.
Got a good walk in.
Watch some good porn.
Just go. Okay, relax. My parents are eventually gonna have to watch this stuff. Can we just keep it a little?
No, I don't even know the joke. I'm not even.
Okay, Jason. Let's be real here. Do you in your heart of hearts believe that your parents think that you've never watched porn before? They know you've watched porn, dude. They know. We all do. It's fine. We don't have to pretend like this doesn't happen.
That's not the issue here. It's being known as the porn guy to thousands of people that watch us on YouTube. That's just maybe not the most ideal nickname.
Okay.
Listen,
give us a heads up one night. Give us a heads up when they're going to watch one night. We'll tone it down for that one night. I'll do you that justice. We'll make you out to be a king that night. Honestly,
here's the thing. I know the second I let you guys know, chat is just gonna go crazy with it. I already know. It's
but you control the chat.
Problem.
You can block people.
You do a king, then they're gonna be then they're gonna show up again, just to that's a lovely show. Jason's so good at his job. We gotta watch the next Thursday.
Man.
No, I don't know.
But Jason, I feel Rob is good. You got a thread like that,
Jason, we're playing next week, buddy. We're gonna play next week.
All right, sounds good. I'm locked in. I need to redeem myself. People forget. People in the chat don't know.
Who's playing next week?
Who play next week?
These teams I'm watching right now.
Oh, got it. Miami goes to Seattle at Seattle, and Buffalo home to Jacksonville.
Okay, Rob, this is, I guess, the question. As I was watching the end of the first half, I'm like, okay, when I get on, I'm going to ask Rob. I like McDaniel. He seems like a coach. I remember last year being I feel like McDaniel is the offensive version of what the Chargers hope Staley would be, young little whiz kid. whatever. I like him, and I play fantasy football occasionally, so of course I like him. You play fantasy football, I think you like Mike McDaniel. But you can't be boy genius if you don't win a playoff game in your third year. Like a lot of loser coaches have won playoff games in the NFL inside of 3 years. What we call the I've been part of it. I've used the term boy genius before.
No, but Jeff, I know what you're saying. I don't agree because he is so hampered at quarterback.
Okay, fair.
Like, look at this throw right there. That's a touch. That's a touchdown. That should be a touchdown. Someone should be cashing a Julian Hill anytime touchdown at 13-1 right now.
That'd have been a sick bet.
That would have been a sick bet, but you would have thrown up.
TA for the Jonnu props.
Yeah, TA got the Jonnu props. He did. By the way, I actually love this idea. You got to call someone else the porn guy when Jason's parents watch. Then he's not known as the porn guy, but they won't watch again. It's a really genius idea. It's a George Costanza-like scheme right there. That this guy's
got to take the blowout. You want me to be the porn guy for your family?
Jeff, if you're offering, but don't renege. Listen, we've experienced offers and reneges multiple times on this show. If you're gonna offer, just hold true to it. You don't have to. You don't have to. It's fine. But if you're gonna offer, just don't renege.
I will say Jeff could easily pass as a porn guy. I think.
Nah.
No, Jeff, come on. You could easily pass.
Ones and twos in the chat.
Like sure, I could like talk a game.
Yeah. You look like you could be a porn
do
guy.
A Chiefs game. I could talk about how much of a snack Taylor Swift looked like again.
Man,
like,
she was looking good at those VMAs yesterday. Holy moly!
Rob is making this case for porn guy now.
Well, I mean, listen,
those look new, by the way. I saw those pics; they look new. Maybe Travis Kelce's convincing.
What new? What are we talking about? There's pics.
What pics?
No, like
Rob. We used to work with a real life porn guy.
Oh, you're talking about Eric Cohen?
No, well that too, but way worse.
Real life porn guy.
No, like not actually like real life, but like anytime there was like this guy was really good at the internet and really liked porn and was a fun guy, and I have friends with him, but I haven't seen it. I think he left the internet.
Sorry, what? Who just
I don't want to out someone.
Can you type in the private chat?
Oh no, Tua's concussed.
Oh no.
Oh man.
Oh
no. He's definitely concussed. That's
so now we got to be nice to him tomorrow.
Oh man.
I haven't seen the play yet.
Oh, I tweeted Tuanon is dead. Now it's gonna look very bad because people are gonna find this and they're gonna think that I tweeted it. I tweeted this long before the concussion, people.
That's bad. I saw it later than you saw it, and I don't like it.
No, you could tell.
Fencing position too, not good.
It's the same. It's the same as when I saw the game in Cincy. No, I feel really bad.
Fuck off.
Oh,
you know why I like Tua, even though I don't really care much for him as the football player? It's because multiple times I'd say he like loves football so much he'd die for ball. The guy loves ball so much, and that was like what I really liked about him. Oh no!
You know who was in on the tackle?
Who's their backup? Now I'm just thinking long term.
Who made that tackle?
Skylar Thompson. Who made the tackle?
That tackle was DeMar Hamlin.
But don't
really.
I swear that tackle was DeMar Hamlin. I swear to you, it was.
It wasn't even, to be fair though, it wasn't the tackle. It was just the way he hit his head on the ground, which is like, you can't avoid that stuff. Your head's going to hit the ground if you play football.
Right.
Did he fumble? Not that it matters.
No. But I will say
on the play. I kind of just looked away after that.
I think he was down with the ball.
Yeah, he's down with the ball.
I knew he would. Oh, that's so bad.
Yeah. At least Rob's overs hit. I don't know. I'm just gonna
know. Yeah. I don't really know what to. I don't really know what to say. G-Stack returns.
Tua
departs. I hate to say it. Oh yes, Jeff. I do remember who you're talking about. I do remember. I forgot that this person existed. No need to say that. Yeah,
you know why? Yeah. I think he left Twitter because probably like Elon or You know,
Yeah.
he's just, and I love it. I don't care. He could have any opinion political. Like I love hanging with that guy. Was a lot of fun when you hanged out with him in real life. Let alone the fact that he always like knew how to see the latest like insane celebrity leaked like porno.
Yes. Yeah, and he was
It's good quality. It's good to have a friend that was like good at the internet for that.
Mhm.
So it's good to know Jason.
The buzz throw is crazy. And also, like, listen, I don't want to lean into this, but I'm gonna have to right now. How can you be leaving Twitter when Elon takes over and you're known as a porn guy? Like, that's just like the opposite of what you're supposed to do.
Okay, I'm gonna tell the great story about this guy without even saying his name. They told me that I laughed at so hard. He got fired from working at the movie theaters because firstly, he like one of the most incredible like body health transformations in a human being that I knew that I ever seen. But so that's the follow-up to when he was like at his biggest and he worked at a movie theater and he got caught by security. Like you think I'm about to say something gross, but it's just like him being a fat slob, like drinking the nacho cheese.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Like out of like the ladle or something.
Yeah, but sorry,
movie theater porn is like you just put those two things together. You're putting something in our brains. Like,
it's tough.
what is that?
No, but this guy rocks, and now he's like this, probably as skinny as Pizzola.
Yeah, he was when I first met him. Nobody knows who we're talking about. I'm not going to divulge the name, and it doesn't really matter because most people like
wouldn't even know him. He's not even on the internet right now. But it's just you don't need to give the name.
Yeah, but he was large when I first met him, and he really like became healthy.
I would almost argue
this is pre-Ozempic, by the way.
He was like almost significantly bigger than myself, and I was never small. Like that's how the first time I met him. Literally in that like one of his Browns jerseys. Okay, whatever. We didn't talk about it. Yeah, I just wanted to share the story. It's one of the favorite stories someone ever told me. Was him getting fired for drinking the Mexicasa nacho cheese.
My real question about like that story is why someone would ever tell it to someone else, to another human being.
Oh, because someone else who worked there might have been someone I also don't want to name, but I think he has like a real life friend who worked there who just knew the story. And I guess that's how it came up. But I don't know. He's a funny guy, like self-deprecating.
We got so Tua is walking back to the locker room, but very clearly he suffered a concussion on the field. So. Yeah. And he does have a history of concussions, so
they can't let him play again, can they?
No.
Well, they easily can. This is the NFL, dude.
True.
Well, not tonight. Maybe next.
No. Tonight he's not playing. Tonight he's gone for the game.
Jason meant like career.
Yeah, they got to
play.
Yeah, he's gonna play.
Dude, they just paid him like
die playing ball. He's signed up to die playing ball. He's okay. Well,
the Kirk Cousins, eh? Oh my
God.
I
don't know where that throw was, Skylar
Thompson.
You know who that throw was to? I think it was Braxton Berrios.
So they're in Seattle next week. That's not a fun one. That might be the longest road trip in the entire league.
This absolutely killed my alt over, by the way. Absolutely killed it.
Is Miami to Seattle the longest road trip in the NFL? Like,
no,
actually.
Oh yeah, Miami to Seattle. It is. Yes. Because they were talking about Seattle to New England being the longest this week, and I saw someone who looked it up and they said it's incorrect. It's Seattle and Miami.
That would make sense. Depends on if the Earth is flat or not. Whether you want to base.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I was asked to.
That's pretty good work. I just wasn't paying attention, by the way. Had I caught that in real time, I would have laughed harder. Sorry.
Okay, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's all good. Hey,
but like when you talk a lot, I just start to tune it out. So
I'm sure Chad also does that as well. So don't worry about it. I was told to ask about a flop shot that happened during your round.
Oh my God, the flop shot your brother made on number 10, where his approach went a mile to the American listeners left of the green, and he had to flop it over this. Oh my God. I could only dream to make a shot like that in my life. It landed so soft with spin out of like the worst lot. One of the best shots I've ever seen in my life.
And he made the putt. And he made like the 14-footer for par. And that hole's hard. That's a hard hole.
That's
That
like
hole
the fourth handicap or something like that. Yeah.
That hole, you're downhill and it's narrow. And I feel like I've hit it into the trees before the green on the left. Both times I've played it. And your brother hit it like further than that, but to the left.
Yeah.
Almost like on the same line as mine, but like much further. So he cleared the trees. And that thing, yeah, that was incredible. Yeah, that was the best. That was like professional would kind of be an understatement. Like,
yep. No, that was a pro level shot. That was and the worst part is it really outdid like an amazing shot that Johnny did, like a driver off deck.
Oh,
that went like 280 yards and it ended up in the bunker left of the green, but he absolutely crushed it. And your brother just like, he just took like Johnny's shot of the day completely away. It was a real struggle. Yeah, tough
by him. No.
One day you'll be there to see it though, Jason. I promise.
Maybe. I hope so.
One day. Should I cash out alt overs? I probably wouldn't.
No,
it depends on what the numbers are, but like, yeah.
McDermott will give them a bone, and not like he'll give it to them, but
do you think
Thursday night the Bills will want to get out of this thing? Like, I'd say Miami. What do you need for the alt overs? Actually, shit, you could be in trouble.
It depends on your price, but not to like make a suggestion because Rob, I'm going to default to you for this. But you're probably better off like shopping around and buying off of it instead of cashing out.
I would agree.
So just shop around quickly and try and it's commercial break now, so now would be a good time. Shop around for an alt under and buy off it if that's what you want to do instead of cashing out.
Like, how many more times are the Bills going to throw the ball?
I don't know. Like, I stand to win a lot of money if Josh Allen can get to 200 yards, but I don't think that's going to happen. He needs 80.
It'd have to be like
I need a screen pass to go to the house right now. Like right now.
Something broken.
This play. It's
long term though, like this Bills receiving core. Like last week, I saw 10 guys caught balls.
Yep.
This week, very. I
mean, Keon Coleman hasn't caught a pass or been targeted yet today. There's only two players with multiple catches. It's Khalil Shakir and Dalton Kincaid. And Kincaid, I think, caught 2 in the first 2 passes of the game.
And the guy that caught a couple of Tua's passes on the Bills, he's got multiple receptions.
What was it? Multiple interceptions by one player? I don't. Oh yeah, it was. It was Ingram.
I think the guy who caught the first one caught the one over Chosen.
Yeah, Ingram did.
No, not Ingram. Bradford or
no, I'm pretty sure it was. Am I out to lunch? I could be. I haven't really been paying all that much attention.
Benford. Oh no, he only has one of them. It says Ingram has 2. You're right. My bad. I'm the out to lunch one.
No problem.
DeMar Hamlin though, 7 tackles.
Is this just going to be James Cook?
Yeah, for sure.
I thought they were going to throw in Ray Davis or Ty Johnson at some point. I don't know if you saw at the half, Jeff. I played a little under 18.5 rushing yards for Josh Allen, parlayed with Ty Johnson or Ray Davis anytime touchdown. So 2 bets. So kind of rooting for those guys to get in.
It's just so fascinating to like just trying to project how the Bill receiving core is going to play out. He obviously really likes Shakir. Samuels is coming off the turf toe, and I thought like with the short week he probably off an injury, like that's never ideal. A little surprise Mac Hollins not a catch.
Yeah, I really hope Barry Horse is coming with some talking points for this fourth quarter. I hope his life has been real interesting lately. I need an update on his marriage, where he's living now.
He's usually pretty interesting.
Yeah,
I agree. Theory.
I agree.
I'm a fan. I follow.
Yeah. You follow, even though he's a big, you know where Berry comes from in Berry horse?
The fruit? Like blueberry, raspberry, blackberry,
No,
strawberry?
spelled
No?
Berry. Yeah,
That's-
same thing, I guess. Yeah, exact same.
That's how you spell
Comes from Eric Berry, if you recall, Jeff.
Like the safety.
Yeah.
I liked him.
Yeah.
So where does the horse?
Where does the horse come from?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, you know what, Rob? I honestly
Hopefully it's not like a fetish thing or something like that.
Oh my god.
I genuinely mean this. They you know, sometimes they're pretty sensitive and now they're on top of the world. But I like Chiefs fans. Like,
You know what?
I like Chiefs fans.
Jeff has a sickness where he could probably do this.
What, Jeff and I can name mid third stringers in the fourth quarter.
2000s Chargers third stringers.
That was those were the glory days, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so on that note though, for a second, Rob, I know here's the thing. I'm, as an apologist, like, to me, the Chargers' first half on offense last week was the preseason. That was the preseason. Herbert missed all that time. New offense. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm nervous as shit for their Panther game, though. They could lose. I mean that. The Chargers would lose to the Panthers.
All right, Jeff. Our time is up.
Thank you.
I'll try to get you out for another round next week.
No rush.
We can play with potentially Johnny and Josh again.
Okay, Rob. Have a good one. Enjoy the fourth quarter, boys. Good luck with those alt overs.
Yeah, I don't even know what I'm cheering for anymore. All I know is that Toons just posted in his Telegram group, Tua out possibly forever. And I don't know why I find that funny. I shouldn't find it funny, but it got me, man. It really did. I shouldn't laugh. I'm sorry, people. I hope Tua recovers.
They're tortured fans, Dolphin fans, really. Like, truly tortured.
Yeah.
Later, Rob.
All
Later,
right,
Jason.
Later, Jeff. Jeff out. Barry Horse in. The old.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, man?
Can you hear me
How are
okay?
you? Yeah, I can hear you well.
I'm good. Yeah, you might know like 0.5% of stuff. We never talked about a ton, but like it's been a very not straight line to get here the last like few years, career and life-wise, but in a knock on wood, in like a very good spot, very good direction right now. How are you?
I'm glad to hear that, honestly. Same thing for me. I prioritized the content career starting a couple years ago and trying to build my net worth through businesses rather than just pure betting. But the betting is actually still going really well as well, so I can't complain about that. But yeah, it's good to hear that. I know you had a lot of success in the start of the season here, so thumbs up to that.
Well, yeah, thank you. Make everyone hate me right off the bat. Yeah, no, the football started very well, but we'll see.
By the way, the nails in the chat, as they're referred to, they never forget. And Jonas comes in and says, "Where's the honey and salt?"
Honey, we finished in like the second quarter, but I have a nice fancy wooden salt shaker now.
So, you're still on the same trend before of a little bit of honey and.
Yeah, some like quick carb or sugar and very small like hits basically is what I found. Because like I understand probably I come across like I take this way too serious, but like it's literally how I make a living. And honestly, like when you really dumb all the half times down to it, like it's kind of just a decision making contest. So you're gonna make the best decisions when you are mentally fit, physically fit, and paying attention to stuff like that. So yeah, I take it pretty serious. But Buffalo in the game plus like $1.25.
Yep.
Miami under 26.5 team total, like $1.20, and then Buffalo second half +4 flat.
+4 flat, and we were 24-10 at the half, right?
So like laying 10 in the game. So
yep,
cautiously optimistic. I feel
Yeah,
like
I know.
get good luck
I
to make
hear
a
you.
winner.
Yeah, you're gonna sweat some Skylar Thompson drives here.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck.
I feel
You know
like the
what?
last time I was on was the Tua Kansas City playoff game, though. And
Yeah,
this is another one I was feeling very strongly during that game. Like, I don't think there's an athlete in sports I feel like I'm pricing more properly than him in different situations. And every time one of these games happen, I just feel like I'm severely under betting it. But
yeah,
I guess it's better than over betting it.
that's true. Well, I mean, I guess in this case, not. But
Results wise, not.
if we're going to be results based analysts, yes. I don't know why. Like, this is very, very different game and very different context because week 1 last year, Buffalo Jets, Aaron Rodgers got hurt pretty early. They had lost that game to backup Zach Wilson. But the time here is just like, and Skylar Thompson. I mean, can make a debate on Skylar Thompson, Zach Wilson. But I just don't. I don't see this.
Am I rooting anything for you?
I would like my biggest rooting interest right now for the remainder of the fourth quarter would be Ray Davis to get to 30 yards rushing. Yes. Okay. He has 3 carries for 17. Producer Jason he needs a Ray Davis or Ty Johnson anytime touchdown, but I need Ray Davis 30 yards. If I see Cook come back into the game, I might lose it on the next drive. You might see a complete pizza man meltdown. Doesn't happen too often, but it's the exact game like that I was hoping for. Everything is built around Buffalo to win by margin. So I need the Ray Davis touches late in the game.
All right. I'm rooting. I have a not safe for YouTube Ray Davis story for later, I'll tell you.
Oh, I love that. Little private story. Yeah.
Yeah. You love anything on Sunday that you're willing to talk about?
Yeah, I'll talk. Like, I could talk about all the stuff that I played. I definitely wouldn't say that I love anything this week.
Okay.
Pretty minimal edges. I could tell you who I played. There's some that I might add more to, so I'll just hold off on those. But Raiders is a position for me. Actually, I really want to get your take on this. I really want to get your take on Malik Willis and the Colts-Packers game, if you're willing to share, because every time one of these games happens, it seems like, the quote-unquote sharp money always comes in on the backup. And in a lot of cases, I understand it, but Malik Willis, to me, cannot complete a forward pass, and that's a real problem in this day and age.
So the big thing is that I care a lot about is that they just got him. I think I'd have a fairly different opinion if he had been there since March or whenever free agency is.
Right.
And also probably would think differently if Love's health was
seemingly
more pessimistic than it seems like he could decently be back in September.
Yep.
That the fact they're not frantically scrambling might, not that they're ever throwing a game or punting a game, but that maybe they're not horrified about having to have one Willis start. Because so I don't know what you think Indy is. I think they're kind of a 0, and I know you're not numbers obsessed and do a lot of matchup stuff, but just to start with a number, it's hard for me to make Indy much more than a 0 with that defensive coordinator. I think he's kind of as bad as it gets. I think I would actually at 2.5 or 2.5 minus 20. I think I would want to probably lay it with an equally rated team to Indianapolis with a different defensive coordinator, another team who is a 0 who doesn't have an idiot, who's gonna do confusing stuff to him. But I think this Green Bay coach is enough of a genius that they can't scheme stuff. But the thing with Willis, his 3 starts in 22 were actually moderately fine compared to how everybody's shitting on him. Obviously, whenever he's come into a game, other than those starts, it's been
Very bad.
beyond abhorrent, like worse
Yeah.
than Bryce Young. But like knowing what's coming and having a whole week to prepare for it and can kind of, I saw Jacobs is hurt even himself, but like if they can just like shove it with Jacobs the whole game, like he had a game, he took the Chiefs to overtime in Arrowhead, and I think the game landed 3, but like I think we were taking like 13 in that game. Like he's competed in NFL games before, so I would basically price him as bad as it can be, and even then, I'd probably have Green Bay with all other things considered as like a -5. So, and probably make this game like 3-ish, and then handicap wise stuff, given that it's Gus Bradley, and I think I could scheme something up against Gus Bradley.
Tons of cover 3, same shit every week. Yeah. Most vanilla defensive coordinator nowadays, I would say.
0 adjustments. Yeah.
That's true. That's,
and
you bring up some good points.
Personnel.
Yeah. Oh, this is if Indy was playing pretty much anyone this week other than Green Bay. Well, you have to take into account what the actual number is in market, but I would be very interested in probably fading them because they're in a tough spot as Skylar Thompson gets not sacked because he scrambled here, but it's going to be a turnover on downs. I got to figure out which number.
Did you bet that game, Green Bay?
Yeah, we took Colts today, 2.5. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's so people, I deal with a lot of different groups, and there's very, very differing opinions on that game. I would say that's one this week where it's.
I don't mind betting it for something, but it seems like an insane game to have a strong stance on. You're going to have 275 NFL games to bet this year. You don't have to shove all of them. So,
yeah.
Anyone loving betting on Willis, I question whatever. Bet it for something if you're stuck on your numbers, and then same thing with Colts. Like it's a pretty egregious price. So I don't know. We could look back on this in 2 months and be like, wow, they let us bet money against Malik Willis at less than field goal. So I don't know. Yeah,
I'm very much of the opinion of if the Packers can generate offense in this game, you might as well just put Matt LaFleur in the Hall of Fame right now. Just like give him his bust in Canton, because I'm not a Malik Willis fan whatsoever. There's some weird comments coming in now. These fourth quarters, man, in these blowout games, get some weird stuff. You've been following U.S. politics. You're not in the U.S. right now, right?
I'm not. No, I'm a U.S. citizen, but no.
Yes. Okay.
Just to jump in for when we
anti-political.
Sorry, I just was gonna say for Rob here, Ray Davis is number 22 if you want to look for him.
Ray Davis 22.
Ty Johnson is 26.
No, so I don't want to see Ty. I don't want to see Ty Johnson on the field. I want to see Ray Davis.
You didn't bet my parlays that I gave you at halftime, Rob? Come on.
I did, but there's okay, like a recreational bet, and then there's like winning real substantial money type of bet.
All right, fair.
Yeah. So, do you do any stuff outside of major markets with NFL?
Interception props. That's like it. You can get down like something on these, like enough to care about it, but it's not, not going to change my life.
Like will the QB throw an interception in the game?
Like, yeah, exactly. Over and under half an interception for every quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
It just frames a lot of like the way I see football games, honestly, is like as dumb and simple as it sounds is touchdowns and interceptions. Like that's just how I focus around pricing everything basically. And where I feel like too many like analytical systems that are used in the market like overly assume some of it being random, in my opinion. And yeah, I think some of them are pretty bad. But again, it's like more for fun and not how my year is going to be decided by how the real stuff does.
Right. Okay, Ray Davis, 3 yards. I'm just doing some quick, just making sure. Yes, 20 yards. Okay, 10 more yards for Ray Davis, people. Just root me in.
So 30 wins, or you need 31?
30 wins because it's 30 plus rush yards. 30 wins. But you still playing golf at all while you're out there?
I mean, I play golf in life, yeah, but I mean, from baseball opening day until like basically college bowl games is not like heavy golfing season for me. But yeah, I try to at least practice on like a Monday or Friday. But I'm still doing baseball right now, so like these 2 months are pretty hectic.
What a grind.
Do you?
I actually can't even imagine doing that. At one point in life I did, but I had like way more life.
Yeah,
in me,
I literally have like 4 bets a week right now, but
yeah.
Like on stuff where like the whole market's off everywhere.
Right.
But yeah, I bet there's a little more in the playoffs usually, but we'll see.
Well, baseball playoffs, I think, is that was always a real challenge for me, right? Because you face so many situations that you would just never face in the regular season, right? Like pitchers that get pulled in the first inning if they don't have their stuff on that day. There's a lot more permutations of what can happen.
That the biggest thing I see is like, I guess you would call it advanced scouting, but and like obviously teams do this all year for everybody, but there's a lot less intensity in a 162 game season for getting everyone to be like completely bought into how someone's going to pitch a different lineup. So like, it was just really obvious in the playoffs last year, Arizona versus Dodgers, and we were jamming Arizona that whole series.
Right.
Is Freeman wasn't moving well and had a massive hole in his swing that all the Arizona pitchers were just jamming. And yeah, does that happen in the regular season? A little, but the amount, same thing in the NBA playoffs with like finding the right defender to spam pick and rolls against, like the same thing kind of happens in MLB playoffs. And like Mookie wasn't healthy. He had a hole in his swing too at that time. So, and like obviously teams are aware of that during the regular season, but there's a lot more of pitchers like just kind of pitching their game and focusing on their repertoire rather than when you have to win, like just being humble and say like, this guy can't hit cutters on his hands right now. Like just spam it over and over and over.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Never really thought of that before. Maybe that's why you still bet baseball successfully and I don't.
We have 2 yards.
There's 2 more, 22. I just don't want them to run out of space. That would be really like if we could just get the 8 yards here, but I don't want Allen to have to throw for it on 3rd down and pick up too many yards because it does seem like, we could, but then we're looking at like 2nd 18, 3rd and 18.
They don't hold that much off memory.
Yeah. And like, I guess like the illegal formations really haven't happened.
Both these tackles are like phenomenal. Did you bet this game like before the game?
No, so nothing on. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Fuck. Oh God. All right. It's a sweat. No, I didn't. I just used, Bills in Circa Millions entries tonight. So that's what they sent out a 3 and, yeah. I mean, you always weigh like submitting all your 5 picks on Thursday, especially with the amount of injuries that there are this week.
Okay. So I'm not like gloating because I won the game, or very likely seems like I won the game, but you thought this was efficient at 2.5.
Me? No, I just didn't find enough value to bet Buffalo.
Okay.
Yeah. I made Miami a 1 point favorite.
Like a dick, like with like perfection hindsight right now, but like Buffalo's been rated as like a +4 in every game they've played for over 4 years now, or better in some.
Yeah.
They don't really like, they were priced like that last week. The game landed. Miami, this guy's won like 5% of his games against real teams in his career. Like it literally like has the worst winning percentage in these games than like the worst hitter in baseball's batting average.
Right.
Like they kind of look like a +1 last week to me. That's kind of close to their price. I don't know. It just didn't make a lot of sense to me. There's a lot of matchup stuff too. Like this guy doesn't handle any of these fire zones at all. Like, I mean, very good thrower, but he can't process this stuff when there's confusion going on before the thing. Yeah.
I mean, these games end the same way. The Bills-Dolphins games always end the same way.
I don't think it's random at all.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like stylistically, I'm a big believer in matchup based stuff. And what's going on here? Incomplete. So we'll get a field goal. Possibly another possession. Still a chance. Still a chance for Davis.
Yeah, needs to be fast though.
Yeah, we need. I just need.
Do you not pay attention to baseball like at all whatsoever right now?
I would say.
I mean, Toronto's pretty horrible this year.
Yeah, it's not. Once I stopped betting baseball, I kind of lost the love for the sport. I would still go to I go to less this year because the Jays aren't as good and because I don't live in the city. But I would go to, I don't know, roughly 20 to 30 home games a year and get really into it. But I just don't follow the league much anymore. Like it's actually embarrassing how little baseball knowledge I have nowadays. I love MLB playoffs. I'll get really into MLB playoffs, but I picked up golf during COVID, and that occupies my summers. That's it. Like yeah. And I'm like obsessed, and I make very incremental improvements every year. But I love the sport. I should practice more.
You playing well?
Sorry?
Are you playing well right now? Are you playing well right now?
I'm playing at a 14 right now, which is the lowest I've ever played at. And, but I really need to practice. I just enjoy playing so much that I struggle with setting aside time to practice. Let's see. Barry Horse, any CFB playoff futures?
I mean, completely depends on price. It's ruined now. I didn't luckily bet anything on it, but I was planning to make real bets on Utah. I think there's like very strong last dance vibes with Rising. And I mean, they were rated like plus 18, plus 20 at the end of 2022 when they won the Pac-12 with basically as good or more talented of a roster this year and playing with that type of energy and like team. And this guy like never hypes up, like he undersells his team massively every single year. And he's been like gassing them up to Urban Meyer, all these guys. So I was super bullish, and then it basically all goes to shit without Rising. So it seems like a broken hand. I don't know how fast that heals or how severely it's broken, but if there becomes clarity on that he's fine, then that's one that I think was like plus 200-ish. That seems wrong. And, it's hard to do that math perfectly because you're betting on what humans are going to decide to do on something. But in all my estimations, it seems strong.
We got, obviously, with you being a baseball guy, sleeper to win the World Series. Someone asked for a World Series prediction. Any Yankees hopium is another question we got here.
Sleeper, I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, if Senga is truly coming back in 2 weeks for the Mets, that makes a pretty massive deal. Manaea just dropped his arm slot and basically upped all his stuff plus like 5%, and they have like a very real playoff rotation if Senga's really going to be 100%.
I just checked out the MLB.com/standings for the first time in forever, and they actually list expected wins and losses on the page now as well. I guess it's like a Pythag type of
on Fangraphs or
no. This is just MLB standings, MLB's main website, and they have expected wins and losses. Yeah, I was just curious of like teams that potentially might be overachieving or underachieving relative to.
I haven't bet any futures in like months. I need Houston division is like my main thing. I don't have any World Series stuff really. I don't really focus. I just bet the games. I'm looking now. I mean, Kansas City. Everyone says how they're cheating at home. I'm highly convicted that's not happening. No one's talked really I have no idea what. Maybe you remember when you were doing baseball, Rob. I don't know if you did totals, but everyone completely erroneously talks about Kansas City as this pitcher's park when it's just like easily a top 5 hitters park every year for like the last 2 decades. It's all the barometric pressure and the air density there. But anyways, because of that, their strikeout rate's way lower there, but they're really well. They kind of get like a Coors bump at home. They have a chance to be playing home games and a good enough rotation, and play probably better defense than everybody. But not an ideal bullpen. I don't know. Philly Ranger Suarez seems like his arm's falling apart. That sucks for them. Yeah, I don't know. I never really price these. Sorry, they're not my.
You don't have to apologize to me. It's a good answer. Here's a YouTube channel suggestion for you, Barry Horse. They need a Barry Day in the Life vlog to get the YouTube channel going again.
I would love to like also get into content stuff as you're doing. I think it's incredibly smart. I have no earthly idea if I'm going to be able to win at all in 10 years, or if I am, if it's going to require me to work like 100 hours a week and be a dog shit boyfriend, son, brother, friend, human,
Right.
and be miserable. And I'm not doing that ever. So like, I could also be paranoid and I'll just win forever until like the 2050s. I have no idea, but I think it'd be smart to like prepare for that, and doing some media stuff would be smart. Insane props to you for balancing both. I like barely can breathe just trying to win. Like, it's unbelievably time consuming to just try to win. And I would, like, you do really good job putting like quality stuff out. I would want to do that as well. And it's hard for me to like even find hours to think about where that would come from.
Well, I think,
yeah, go ahead.
I think one of the challenge, you correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that most of what you do is solo. Like you work by yourself, model the stuff yourself. I leverage partners with a lot of assistance with the day-to-day, or else I could never do both. Like, let's be honest. And like hockey season is going to start in a month as well. And that's like, it's basically the equivalent of your overlap with baseball. It's just so much if I'm not leveraging partners to help me through that stuff. So it's tough, but you just kind of get used to it.
The thing for me, I don't know if you have this paranoia, but like the thing for me is just seeing like the numbers I get now and like the quality of the work. I mean, I'm not trying to like brag how good everything's going, but like I see the football record. I think, assuming this holds, I think like all football pregame, halftime, everything's going to be like 90%, some ungodly numbers through 2 weeks. Yep. And the 3 losses are by like 1 score on pick six. Like the worst is really good, and all the wins are by like 3 scores. And I just see the quality of the work right now. And I've had stages of my career where I win a little, maybe a little more than a little, maybe break even, maybe go through like a month or two of losing, where the work doesn't look this good. And I know how hard I was working during that. Yep. And so like I kind of like, because some people could see the hours I'm working now and be like, okay, so you win 2 units a week working 80 hours a week. Can't you just work 60 hours a week and make 1.5 units? And I have tremendous fear that like it would just cross this S curve where if I didn't put in the energy and effort I'm doing now, it's not like I would win 75% as much. It's that I just wouldn't win anything at all.
Got it. Completely understand. Completely get that. I missed a few questions about the Green Bay Indy game. So like Scott said, if the line was look ahead Green Bay -5 and Love was in, would you bet Colts plus? Here's my biggest pet peeve with the talk about the Indy Green Bay game. People are so fixated and anchored on what the look ahead line was with Jordan Love, as if that was like some sort of efficient line. Everyone's anchored on, well, Jordan Love on the look ahead was -4.5 or whatever it was against Indianapolis. Can you honestly say that it's like a 7 or 8 point downgrade? And I hate that so much because I often don't agree with what the look aheads are and what the openers are. Like, that's why the market moves. So I don't like thinking about sports in that regard because like, I mean, the biggest sports book taking money on look aheads is circa. They're taking like 2K a pop. It's extremely inefficient.
I've never looked at a look ahead line in my life or bet any, so I'm not qualified to answer.
Yeah. I don't like that stuff. Thoughts on Green Bay Indy under 41 as opposed to taking the points? I do lean to the under in that game as well. I think the unit that I'm down on the most in that game is Green Bay's offense for obvious reasons. So yeah, I mean, is there a 41 in market right now on that game?
Yeah,
it is. It's still 41. Yeah.
Like in terms of like jamming this or like loving it, I maybe we won't get one this year, but like I know how to compare and like we got to bet like an insanely intelligent, cohesive, and talented, like advanced 2000 IQ level Baltimore defense against DTR last year. We got to bet on like an incredibly talented, aggressive Cleveland defense against Clayton Tune last year. Yep. Those feel like stealing. Gus Bradley against this guy doesn't remotely feel like stealing like to me. So like, it's not one of these to jam. I don't think. But
yep, I agree with you there.
Opinion.
Yeah,
and it's not got nothing to do with Indy's power rating. Like I think if they like. Again, I think they're a 0. I think I could rate Green Bay as bad as like a -5. Like I don't really think that's aggressive or extreme or overreacting. I think that's how bad he is. And I could probably make this game 3.5 with ease on numbers alone. I could make it 4.5 if it's a 0 and a 5 with like a Cleveland defense or, a Dallas defense or something.
Yep. I get that. I totally get that. Someone was asking me a hockey question earlier. I'm not there yet, people. Just wake. Too early for me.
I'm going to jump in and ask another stupid question to a really sharp guy. Obviously you're factoring in the injury report, but if are you like, let's say for sure Blackman plays, Buckner plays, Kwity Paye plays, like obviously it's going to move the line, but like, does that make you more inclined, less inclined? You don't want to share. It's more so just like your thing with the defense is the coordinator is just not good enough, or do you think that maybe if the talent's for sure playing?
Every player means something. It just like it matters. Like honestly, one of the reasons I love Buffalo tonight is like Teron Johnson's one of the best players in the world, like complete bona fide all pro, arguably the best nickel, and like to what Buffalo does and how they play defense, nickel defensive back is an unbelievably important. It's kind of like the linchpin to everything this guy McDermott wants to do. You would think incredibly important if you didn't look at what Cam Lewis did last week. And I know he's an undrafted guy from Buffalo who basically played on special teams for 4 years, but he balled the fuck out last week. He played really well tonight too. We'll see his grades. I don't love the PFF stuff, but like I honestly think he's like a very competent NFL player, like arguably above average. They just do like this is a pretty, obviously I'm super low on Tua in these teams, but like this team's just all they do is pump out as an institution, replacing Milano. I mean, this Bernard replacing him is like pretty crazy. It took me like some serious thought to really think about Buffalo losing him, but all they do is like completely replenish this roster with these guys every year. They've been beat to shit for like 3 years now. For Indy, to be honest, I'll probably do more of that tomorrow and like understanding how much I think that drop off is, but like there's tons of great players who like you could blanket assume are worth a lot, like Teron Johnson. But if Cam Lewis is playing really well and you know what you know about Miami, like it might not be worth a ton. So
okay.
Does that satisfy you, Jason? Satisfactory answer from another sharp bettor. You okay with that?
I'm just curious. I just always want to ask, like I'm a big stupid questions guy, so I'm just always going to fire them.
You don't have to preface every question you ask by saying, "Hey, this may be a dumb question."
There's no such thing.
Yeah.
Everyone already knows.
We assume.
Everyone knows it's a stupid question. That's the thing, Barry.
Oh man. Oh God. These are the tough games to do the content for. These are the tough ones.
I mean, I feel like anybody who's still here watching this is you kind of have them for life, hooked for life right now.
Well, a part of it too is
how much we need to provide.
Yeah. By the way, I do appreciate everyone who's still in here watching this. Everyone who's still in here watching this is sweating something.
Devs 1996 gets it. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Did that incompletion happen before the 2-minute warning? Yes. So Buffalo would have a reason to run a play here and not just kneel right away.
Was he need 12 yards?
I think 11. Yeah, he needs 11.
Yeah, 11.
Like what? This would be enough. This would be enough of a win for me to use my one time on.
Barry, we got to ask him a question about the one time. So, okay, we had a debate earlier about on a previous stream about your one time. So, if you use your one time and it loses, do you get the one time back and to use again, or is it not? Is that not how a one time works?
I've never said that phrase in my life. I'm not a good authority.
Come on, no way. I know you're the closest thing to a computer that I know, but you've said one time before. It has
never in my life. I root, but I've never that phrase specifically. I've never said in my life.
Oh,
so
Davis
do you?
We got 1 yard.
No, what? Okay. Well, you know what? Maybe they'll still run. Maybe they won't kneel because it's. I don't know. I'm just trying to do something. Yeah, you never used a one time on the course ever before.
Did Rob ever tell you a story about his almost hole in one?
No, stop! Don't.
No, what happened?
You got to share, Rob. You got to share now. You have to.
A few weeks back, my first shot on a par 3 went out of bounds, and I re-teed, and I aced it, so I parred.
Damn.
Yeah, it was really depressing. I will say. Damn. The honest reaction.
Do you have another, or that would have been first?
I never hit a hole in one before. No. My immediate reaction was actually very excited until then as I approached the ball.
I feel like almost half the population in the world would bullshit and just call it an 8. Were you playing with people?
I was playing with 2 other people.
Okay.
You know, one honestly, I think about this a lot, but I often will just go out to play like a quick round. My home course is not far from me. And if I go out like twilight, I can play around on my own in a couple hours. And I'll often do that. But I'm actually very scared that I of acing a hole on one of those times where I'm out there alone, because it almost doesn't even feel like I would know that I did it, but it would be questioned forever. Like if you're playing alone and you hit a hole in one, it's almost like people don't even count it. They just call BS for the rest of your life. And I think about that all the time when I go out and play a quick round alone. But I actually did this. I went out and played a quick round. At the first 2 holes, I played alone. On 3, I caught up to a group of just 2 guys that were out there. And they said that there was a couple of foursomes in front of them. I said, let me join you and I'll play with you guys. So they were with me on number 5 when I hit that. And, you know, usually... The honest to God truth is usually I would have just went and dropped the ball where my ball went out and just played from there.
Yeah.
But these guys also hit out of bounds with their
shots. Actually re-teed it.
So they re-teed before me and hit again, and then I just re-teed and hit again. And
how far?
It was playing 156 and I hit 9 iron.
I forget, do you do meters or yards up there?
Yards. 156 yards. The fun, you know, the truth about this whole story is that the first. Did he do it? Did Sweet Baby Ray do it?
I think it's on
9 yards.
He landed.
Oh my God!
I think it landed 30.
He's being listed at 29 yards right now.
ESPN has him at 30.
Says 30.
Okay, NFL Jesus has him at 29.
I think NFL Jesus is more reliable though. You just switched to 29, Rob.
Yeah.
Are we going to get another carry? We're going to get another carry, no? No, it's first down.
Let's just hope
kneel, right? They're going to kneel. This is done.
That's pain. Maybe they give him like a
That's gross.
I'm gonna have to email someone within the scoring for the NFL and see. I will say some site, I'm just doing a quick scan, and some sites are showing 30. So I don't know. We'll wait and see. Anyways. Stat correction would be nice.
Yeah.
How about that?
Wow.
We won't get it.
That's pretty crazy.
We won't get it. What are you going to do? Such is life. I mean, I lost the Titans last week, so I've lived through it all, my friend. I've lived through it all.
Are you betting them again?
Yep. I did bet them again.
Yeah, that number is getting kind of crazy.
Yeah, I did bet them
crazy.
again.
That whole game. See, I mean, it's week 2. We're still figuring out everything, but like to me, it looks like the market's applying too much certainty into that being San Francisco good than giving some chance of Jets bad, or at least a mixture of the two. But like both of these prices are just suggesting San Francisco's a juggernaut and to not penalize the Jets for that, which could easily be correct, but you almost need only like a 10% chance that that's not the case for both of these numbers to be decent underdogs.
Yep. I'm with you on that one. Appreciate you, Barry. I wish you the best of luck for the rest of NFL season. MLB,
Thanks, buddy.
MLB playoffs.
You too.
We gotta get together and meet up in person at some point, but when everything dies down.
Yeah.
In the off season this year.
Agree.
All right,
Agree.
man.
I'll go to the thing one of these years. Bet Bash.
Yeah.
I had Band of Dudes this year.
You had sorry?
I went to Band and Dudes this year. I'm not going to rearrange or reschedule that. It's hard to
totally get it.
There right now.
Totally get it. Appreciate you, man. Have a good night. And are you doing anything? The floor is yours if you need anything to promo right now.
No.
A man of few words and fewer promos.
Yeah.
All right, man. Have a good
Take
one.
care, everyone.
All right. Barry Horse, everyone. Great night tonight, betting wise. That would have been, you guys don't even know. True, like if you knew the amount, man, what a sweat that was. Oh, well, what are you going to do? We move on. I digress. Appreciate everyone who tuned in. Before you leave the stream tonight, drop a 1 in the chat. It's good for the YouTube algorithm. Just drop the number 1. Day of the week, is it Thursday? Saturday, Hitman's back. Best prop bets of the week. Undefeated last week. Make sure you check that out on Saturday. I'm back on Sunday. Pizza buffet, 11 a.m. Sunday night football as well. Bears and Texans. Whole new bunch of guests. Please join me. Last but not least, if you did enjoy the stream, hit that like button below. Let other people know about it as well so we can help grow our following. For myself, Rob Pizzola, for Barry Horse, for Jeff Feinberg, for Chris Dierkis, for G-Stack George, who is back, and of course for porn guy Jason Cooper, making this all happen behind the scenes. Thank you for watching Thursday Night Football Watch Along, presented by Fanduel. Enjoy your evening, everyone.